Hey everyone, the Talking Dads podcast is brought to you by Little Scholars Early Learning Center. Whether your family needs infant care, a preschool program, or before and after school care, Little Scholars' highly rated Step Up to Quality programs provide quality early childhood education at an affordable price. Visit www.littlescholars.net to get in contact with an enrollment specialist and schedule a tour of any of their 5 Lake County campuses. Here's the deal. Talking Dads fans are getting a little bonus. Mention that you heard about them through our podcast, and when you tour, and you'll receive $25 off of your registration fee. Again, that's Little Scholars Early Learning Center, where children learn, play, and grow together. We are also brought to you by FRATO GASTROPUB. FRATO was voted Best Gastropub in Cleveland in 2019 by Cleveland Magazine Silver Spoon Awards. We love FRATO. Their menu is chef-inspired, always pushing the limits of traditional pub fare. The other night I had a burger, I believe it was called the Pub Burger. It was incredible. Cooked perfectly. It was amazing. And you won't have a problem pairing your favorite item on the menu with their great selection of local craft beers, crafted cocktails, and of course, an amazing bourbon and whiskey selection. I went with the Bullet 10-year with my Pub Burger. All of this in a cozy, fun, come-as-you-are atmosphere. You can check them out at pubfrato.com and on Facebook and Instagram at PubFrato Gastropub.
We are also brought to you by Marky Fresh Barbershop in Mentor, Ohio.
Bro, I love Marky Fresh.
It's the best, isn't it?
Dude, I get cut there like every 3 weeks. My kid gets cut there every month
every
and
now
a half
and then.
or so. Month and a half, 2 months, something like that. They do such a good job.
The environment is phenomenal. Everybody's awesome there.
Can I tell you a secret? I don't even give a shit about the haircut. It is so much freaking fun going there.
Just to hang out.
Yeah. I have such
Just have a good time. Every time, man.
Yeah.
You get caught. You want to be in there fast.
Oh yeah.
Their whole app, everything, booking to get in is so convenient and easy, but you get caught up because you just want to hang out and talk with these guys.
You know what the word is? Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So many shenanigans.
You don't want to leave.
It's so much fun. But honestly, they do a fantastic job.
They really do.
I look way better when I leave than when I get in there.
You really do.
I know.
So yeah, Marky Fresh.
Yeah, book at markyfresh.com.
Book, get in, stay fresh.
What's up, podcast? Thanks for starting your weekend off with us. It is Friday, and that means a brand new episode. And this week we brought in now 3-time veteran of the podcast, Tommy McCloskey. Tommy is recently separated, and we dove into a little bit of that and how that went and is going. Seemed to be taking it in stride, which is good. And then we got into a huge argument, debate, whatever you want to call it, on technology and where that's going and what we need to be doing as parents with our kids. So I don't know. It was a really good conversation as always. Drank some good bourbon. Enjoy it. Have a great weekend and let us know what you think. Peace.
In a world where moms continue to dominate parenting authority and a father's role is minimized in society, 2 dads take on the toughest parenting topics on a weekly basis, all while drinking bourbon. They are the Talking Dads.
I love that. Used to not give a shit. I seen it. I seen you bite off someone's ear. That was
The end of the world thing? Or?
no, that was Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah, that's what it
I
was.
seen you bite somebody's ear off. Used to not give a shit.
I actually watched that video when Tommy was born, like in the delivery room, basically. Yeah,
You watched that movie?
That's what we were
Like
watching.
the whole movie, or
Yeah, the entire movie.
That's amazing.
That was the first time I ever saw it too.
It's a great movie. James Franco's the best stoner.
Oh my god, he's so good.
He's amazing.
He got away from that, didn't he? Like now he's kind of trying to be like a real actor. I don't say that as like
Good luck.
asshole move. I'm just saying, like, wasn't he trying to do like? Didn't he do some like crazy like drama biopic or something?
Probably.
that-
I mean, I don't even know.
flopped?
I haven't seen anything that he's been in a long time.
Well, then his brother's like better,
his
isn't he?
brother's like, yeah, he's in a
Or
lot of
bigger,
shit.
at least. Dave Franco. Right?
Yeah, he married that
Who the hell
Allison Brie. Dave Franco.
Dave Franco. He's
You ever seen Now You
Nate-
See Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a younger
He's
kid.
the young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he was in. What the hell was he in?
Wasn't he in the second Neighbors too?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
no, he was in the first Neighbors.
He was in the first Neighbors.
Yeah, he was.
No.
Yeah, he was because
He was one of the frat boys.
He was one of the frat boys.
Yeah, but in the first movie though, because
in the first one, not the
because the second one was a sorority.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk movies.
I mean, we are talking movies.
I mean, we are.
Yeah.
He actually. All right. So now that you say that, he actually resembles him. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, I remember not understanding that, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you see that Netflix movie with that Ryan Reynolds movie?
I did.
He's in it. Dave Franco's in it for like a minute.
He is.
Oh,
and then he
action one?
dies instantly. He crashes the car.
It's like in the car, right?
Yeah.
That was an okay movie for what it was.
It was ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it was extremely entertaining.
It was like one of the
yeah.
Fast and the Furious movies. Like,
Dude.
it's just crazy
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, about how ridiculous those movies are now. I haven't seen any of the new ones. The last one I saw was when The Rock broke out of his cast after like dying.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I gotta go. In the hospital, breaks it off, flexes, and then he's in an ambulance, flips it over 65 times.
Right.
And then he kicks
jumps
the
over the
windshield.
bridge.
No, he kicks the windshield out. And then he's got like a minigun and he takes a helicopter out.
with his broken arm.
With his broken he's holding it with a broken arm.
I mean, he's The Rock.
True.
So
I get it. But those movies are so out of control now.
I honestly don't think I've seen a Fast and the Furious since Tokyo Drift.
I never saw Tokyo Drift.
I saw that and I was horrified at what Fast and the Furious had become, and I was like, not doing it again.
You know what's funny?
Tokyo Drift's your favorite?
Tokyo Drift.
No, Tokyo Drift is the worst.
I never saw it. I don't Tokyo
It's
Drift.
awful.
It's so
Dude, when they drop a Nissan V12 into, I think it was a Mustang or a GTO, I was like, I don't think you can do that. And I'm not a car guy, but like putting that into an American muscle car, like, just
I mean,
don't.
you can do anything.
Well, yeah, you can, but I was just like,
That's right, kids. Remember, you could do anything.
You can always do anything.
Talking Dads.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't actually tell my story.
We could cut it out, but I'm intrigued and I want to know.
No, I'm not going to tell her.
All right, can you remember for afterwards?
Yes, absolutely.
okay.
It involves Paul Walker, and that was like the whole thing. All
right, we can get to it.
All right, so then before we go any further, Tommy, go ahead and introduce yourself for the third time now?
Third time.
Was he two bourbon reviews? No, was he just a bourbon review?
I'm counting bourbon reviews.
There was a bourbon review.
He did an episode 10.
10. He was the first double digit. We did our trade high five and
And then you were on the episode that we did.
COVID high five.
Yeah. We did the blind barrel proofs.
Oh, yeah.
Which was mostly really bourbon talk. But
That was a lot of bourbon talk.
We still had a good time.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time.
But yeah, so I think you're the first third-time guest.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
At least third-time
real?
solo guest, yeah.
Oh,
For sure.
nice.
Yeah.
Man,
It's big time, bro.
you guys,
So, I mean-
you guys actually like me.
We do.
Huh.
You're good. You're good. Well, let's put it this way. We had no one
I was
else.
available.
Yeah, right.
We're like, we went through the list and we're like, Tommy's got to be available tonight.
Obviously.
He likes to have a drink with us every now and then. So
Honestly, Tommy's always down for a drink, though.
Yeah.
So
it's true. And that's why we love you.
We can.
I mean, that was it. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, they called me last call because I'm always down to drink and just talk life. So,
Well, here we are. So
Here we are.
anyway,
Yeah, let's introduce yourself.
for those that have not gone back however many episodes.
I am Tom McCloskey, or Tommy, aka.
Mm-hmm.
2 children, 15 and 11. Great kids. Know a lot about dadding life. Started when I was a kid. And
You did.
You did.
Here we are now.
And now, look at you now. You're a 3-time Talking Dads veteran.
That's right. So
Yeah, you're a vet, man.
You got
Ask
that
away,
going
man.
for you.
You do,
Ask
which is
away.
nice.
Which is nice.
which is nice.
Very good. Very good. I appreciate you coming on, as usual. Always good to have a good time. And thanks for bringing some Bellmead cask strength.
Yeah, we got a first timer out here.
Yeah.
He's
You're
been talking
excited.
about it it's been a few weeks now that you found it. And I was going to go up there after work the one day. And it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, first time sitting in Ohio. The only 2 times I've had it was I bought it in Arizona. Or no. I was in
Texas.
Texas, Austin, and then DC.
Boston, Tennessee.
Boston.
Boston, Texas. No, Austin. Yeah. Yeah, Austin.
Such a good movie.
It's so good, man.
Actually, just watched Freddy Got Fingered the other day.
Dude,
I saw that.
God, it was so funny.
Tom
so
Green
stupid,
is
but
so
funny.
amazing.
He's so good.
Have you
Would
ever
you like some sausage?
So Tom Green frequently goes on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh, really?
And just listening to him talk, so like I guess throughout COVID, he's been like a shut-in, like has not left at all. And just like hearing him talk about the stuff that he gets delivered to the house in order to just like survive, and just I don't know, it's so weird
to check
hearing
that out. I
him
didn't
talk
even hear-
about it.
I mean, I can't imagine him talking about anything normal though. It's just from his character. He was just
He's much more normal now because he's got to be what? He's got to be close to 50.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
I haven't
Well,
even.
he
I mean, like
had
you haven't heard
cancer.
anything from him.
He had cancer.
He had
and was like,
testicular
oh,
cancer.
yeah,
Because
he had
remember
testicular
they had
cancer.
the
piece of shit.
remember they had
No, he's alive.
no, but he did an episode of the Tom Green show of them doing the surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember he's sitting there. He's in the hospital. He's like all sorts of tubing.
Yeah.
Tubing. Tubing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That dude's a character, man.
Because he made a song about checking yourself for testicular cancer.
Yes.
Squeeze your balls, feel your balls.
Which you should do.
Yeah. So you don't get
I mean,
cancer. So
I check at
Yeah,
least
that's right,
twice
kids.
a day.
That's right, kids.
that's right, kids. Have someone check for you. I don't know.
Not during COVID though.
Right.
No, we went through this today.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that thing? That was fake, right?
I'm assuming it
I'm
was.
just assuming it was fake.
Maybe it's not.
So in one of our mass texts, we got like this infographic on safe sex in COVID, like times.
I wish I had. Well, you have your phone.
Yeah, it's.
Do you want to read it? Is it appropriate? It's appropriate.
Yeah, that's fine. I was
It's safety.
It's definitely.
Love-
like,
it
in
quotations,
CDC
rimming.
certified.
It looks really real. Like
I know.
it looks real.
Oh, it definitely does. And basically, the heading of it says enjoy safer sex and reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19.
Seems like a valid infographic to be passing around.
Absolutely.
Until some of these. Okay, go ahead.
Rule number 3: take care during sex. Bullet points: kissing can easily pass the COVID-19 virus.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Okay, we're still seeming pretty real.
Rimming.
What's that? What's that, Tommy?
Quotations: mouth to anus might spread the virus.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
So no rimming.
Also makes sense.
Wear a cloth face mask covering.
During rimming?
Yeah, is that at
mean,
all times
asking for a friend.
During
that was another bullet point. Masturbate together while using social distance and face coverings.
Who's masturbating together? A couple of friends?
Gotta ask. Condoms and dental dams can reduce contact with saliva, semen, and feces.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
If you didn't know that, I mean that's
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That's the thing is like these are true statements.
they are, though. That's why it's like, I don't know. Is it fake?
don't know.
The only thing that got me confused was like, when they describe rimming. Instead
was
of
my
just,
first
instead of
experience
just
with
saying
rimming as well.
anal pleasures or something.
salad tossing. I mean,
Yeah, there's but rimming. I mean, hey, you got to keep up with the times. You got to communicate to the younger people, so they have to
True.
understand. Like, I don't know what that is. Oh, rimming.
Gotcha.
and then last but not least,
Oh,
Oh, there's more.
washing up before and after sex is more important than ever right now.
also
So
makes
true.
sense.
This is all true. This is, hey,
It was the Vermont Department of Health.
Vermont's on top of it.
Vermont's got like 7 people, so I mean,
They can't be wrong.
maybe they're all rimmers.
Yeah.
Might be big in Vermont.
Rimming's
Rimming's
huge in Vermont.
It's the thing. It's trending.
Well, there's the episode title.
Rimming's.
Rimming in Vermont.
Yeah, it sounds like they had an interesting episode this week. Amazing.
Oh,
Speaking of
man.
COVID,
Got to figure out what's rimming. Oh, speaking of COVID,
Yeah.
Are you referring to me having COVID?
oh, yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
weird.
How was that?
Yeah, I did have COVID this
Yeah.
year. It's been a hell of a 2020.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah, actually, it was not bad for me.
Yeah,
which
you were very
was
lucky. That's awesome.
Very, very lucky. Just had a cough, which I still have little remnants of the cough. Little sniffle, but
That was about it.
that was it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, if I didn't know somebody that had gotten it and tested positive that was around all the time, I would have never even
Thought that you had anything.
right.
tested. Right.
Well, and as a dad, like you, especially like in the situation that we're all in right now of going, like still carrying on with life
And then you have older kids that are susceptible, like more than our kids are, at least. I don't even know if that's true anymore.
You heard different
They were
things.
originally
Yeah, I don't
saying
know.
that. But like the responsible thing to do is to go get a test if you're not quite sure, right? So, I mean, you had to do it. It's just like, fuck.
Oh, it sucked. I mean, that was honestly, that was the longest time I've ever gone without seeing my kids, which FaceTime and, you know, texting and everything else obviously brings everybody together, which was great because
Yeah, because without that, then
right.
there's nothing.
Absolutely. Because I mean, basically I saw my kids Monday. I was supposed to have them Thursday. And then that's when I found out that, you know, I needed to get tested. So I went and got tested, and I didn't want to go around the kids thinking that I might have it. So basically I didn't see them from that Monday going all the way through that Thursday, the following Thursday, which was Thanksgiving, and then not until the following Monday, basically.
Yeah.
So Monday to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, especially with Thanksgiving, not being around them for the first time
Right.
on a Thanksgiving was
A holiday,
definitely
man.
different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've always spent Thanksgiving together, and it sucked because we had to, you know, cancel Thanksgiving, and people weren't comfortable going to the house. So like, just because of that, and it was just this big fiasco, and it you know,
That
sucked.
thing, man. It's just 2020, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, like I said, we still made it work. Even like with it, like obviously I couldn't go anywhere, but I would go on a lot of runs, and I would go for a lot of walks. And I would FaceTime, you know, my daughter. Like I FaceTimed her during one of my runs. She was running on the treadmill for a mile.
Oh, that's cool.
I was running on the beach, and then the sunset started coming down. So then basically, I just sat on the picnic table and I talked to my daughter and just had the sunset.
That's
in the
kind
back.
of cool, actually. I mean,
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
honestly, what other situation would you go to the beach and
Watch the sunset.
watch the sunset and have a conversation with your daughter?
Right.
Like, even if you could, like, go with her, would you have? You know, I mean,
Probably not.
right.
Yeah.
That's not something you'd be like, hey, honey, let's go do this. I mean, and maybe we should.
Oh, we
mean, it's-
definitely
but-
should. Yeah.
I honestly, it might sound, I don't know, but I love sunsets. I really do.
No,
And I
I'm with
mean,
you.
Yeah.
Such a romantic.
I know, exactly. But
This
I mean,
guy.
ultimately, Ohio was like
I love
rated
rimming
like
under
in the
sunsets. Those Vermont sunsets.
I don't know. It was.
I ruined it.
You did.
There we
But
go.
no, it was something just about like, especially getting a jet ski this year and like just being out on the water, watching sunsets. It was just one of those things that like you don't appreciate it. I don't know.
Well-
until you're like watching them and you're like you're there. But
Well, I mean, the beautiful thing about living here
I was just going to say.
is we have all like it's right here all the time.
it's all-
You can
it's
do it
amazing.
every
I
single
never
night.
take advantage of it.
It's we used to do it a lot when I was younger. Because I mean the beach was right down the road, so like you just drive down there, and then same thing. Like my brothers live in Fairport, so a lot of times we'll go down there and just go watch the sunset and everything, like with all the kids and everything. So it's
yeah, that's nice.
something to take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. And it seems like we talk about it every, like, spring, where it's not quite warm enough yet, but you're like, oh, it's starting to get pretty out.
And you're like, oh, it's getting close
like,
to summer.
all right, this summer, we are going to the beach more. We are doing, and we don't do it.
We all have big plans. We all,
And then,
we
like,
all,
even this
all have
year-
ideas.
even
Let's
this
go do
year-
this year. This is gonna be awesome. We don't do it.
This year would have been the year to do it, right? Like,
Oh, yeah, you have nothing
can't
else to
really
do.
anything else. Like, there's no festivals. You're not going over people's houses. You know, you're not doing any of that kind of stuff. Why not just go? And we didn't.
I mean, when the
But
whole
we were kind of busy.
It's not like
but-
you guys didn't have anything else to do.
right. I mean, we were a little bit busy this
Right.
summer.
yeah, exactly.
I just had nothing else to do. So
Hey, that's true. And you can't sit around you sit in the house all day. It's like you gotta get outside and do something. You lose your mind.
for sure.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're
Glad you're good.
mild. I'm glad you're all clear and all that good stuff.
I already got. I'm invincible now.
for
Yeah,
like
you're
3 years. They're
fucking
saying now,
invincible.
right?
Invincible.
Invincible.
I think
No,
they're
you
saying.
you can still get it again, but
Well, I think you can get it, but you can't transfer it. I think I read some study that said, like, even if you can get it again, and you could develop symptoms, and it could be worse, could be more mild, you don't know. But I think once you've tested positive, they're saying that you can't transmit for like 3 years.
perfect.
Don't take that as fact.
Perfect. You guys.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Ian is a doctor and he knows the facts.
So anybody that wants to rim, I'm.
Yeah, I say that he's clear for rimming. Even if you have it, he's still clear for rimming.
No. You don't even have to wear a face shield when you're rimming now.
Nope. No more face shields.
All right, this should be fun.
Oh yeah. So
No kids. Still wear your face cover.
yes, please do use protection. all the time.
Dental dams.
Even when it's, you know, not having to deal with COVID, always wear protection.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with these things.
Actually, no, speaking of that.
Oh, good segue.
So one of the things I was actually thinking about the other day, obviously, because I have a 15-year-old now, so it's kind of like that is one of the things that you have to think about.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know when you guys lost your virginity, but I was 15.
Marriage.
Yeah, okay.
Last year.
Your kid's 5.
Oh, shit.
So in any case, though, that was like, it was going through my mind the other day. I'm just like, all right, because I've already had the talk with him before, you know, and like we talked about the safe sex and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But one of the things actually that I was talking to somebody, and they basically actually purchased condoms and they put them in a drawer in the bathroom. Okay. And she basically was like, listen, she's like, just so you know, there's something in this drawer if you ever need it. And I was just like, huh. I'm like, all right. So like, it almost seemed like you were promoting it, but in the same sense, you're also just kind of like, all right, I'd rather have them here if he needs them rather than not have them
That's
here.
a tough scenario.
That's what I said.
What I would do.
That's the thing. I don't know how I would do it.
Right.
I don't remember.
Because you want them to have them.
Because you prefer that they use them.
Right. And they're not going to go get them. You know, I mean, did you, like, how did you feel when you first, like, went to the store to buy condoms?
It's a nightmare, man.
It was a
Dude,
nightmare.
how much? All right, wait, no.
I mean,
See if you guys remember this.
I just slammed them on the counter.
Boom, what's up? Gold label, bitches.
See, I was the guy that if I had to go and buy condoms, I would purchase condoms, but I would also purchase like
Gum,
3
Gatorade.
different drinks, a bag of chips,
Just buy a ton of different shit. Just mix
a keychain, a gift card, and just like randomly throw the 3-pack of condoms up there.
You're like, oh, where'd those come from? You know what? Might as well. They're up there. I'm not going to make you take them off.
I'm not gonna go all the way back.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to call Bag Boy up here, and he's gonna have to take them back, and it's gonna be embarrassing for him. So I'll take them.
That was my I remember always doing it. In fact, I remember one time we went to, I think it was Sam's Club, and
Wow, jeez,
The pleasure pack.
yeah, you got
well, and that's the thing
100
is
pack,
like,
man.
I was actually there to buy a TV.
Members Mark brand.
This is on sale.
I was actually there to buy a TV, and so like getting the TV, I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually need condoms, and so that's all I had was like, so like my on this big belt was just
a TV,
like a 50-inch TV and a freaking economy size thing of condoms, and I think I had like popcorn too. And I was like, well,
Netflix
you're in
and
for
chill.
a great night. I'm like, I guess so.
I'm thinking about people buying condoms. Like I remember when we worked at Tops. When I worked at Tops, people would buy condoms
as well.
Yeah, I know. And I remember bagging, and I'd always say, such a dick. People would buy condoms, like, having a good night tonight. Like, I'm in high school, just being just an asshole kid. People are like, shut the fuck up.
They get so awkward.
It's already an awkward thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is.
Well, I remember buying them, and my neighbor across the street from me was working the register. When I would walk up to the register, and that's what I was getting, like a pack of gum. I'm like, oh, geez. Like, hey, Anna, for somebody else, just in case.
Did she look at you differently from that day on?
They always looked at me
Just
differently.
give you a little wink.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve.
Okay, Steven. Let's get all the looks from the moms in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Yeah, it's because they hated me because I was me and my brothers and all of our friends.
Starting fires.
I never started any fires.
I mean, you lit your mom's
We didn't
yard on fire.
that was that was not from being a pyro or anything, though. That was from playing with sparklers.
Yeah, but you weren't mad about it.
About playing with the sparklers or lighting the yard on fire?
Lighting the yard.
That was sucked, man.
Yeah, I know.
Toughest. Well, I don't know if you heard this, but I lit my mom's front yard on fire when we were in high school, and I wrote a note because I was waiting for Witterman to pick me up, and so I tried to clean it up the best I could, and then I just left a note that just said, "Hey, Mom, not sure if you noticed, but I lit the front yard on fire. I'm like, if you need anything, call me."
It's the beauty of life before cell
That
phones.
is so good.
Just writes a note.
Just wrote a note, man.
Put it on the fridge.
I'm like, I told her, I'm like, don't worry, that grass will grow back 100 times better next year.
And
So how did you start the fire?
I was playing with sparklers because Witterman always took 4 hours to get anywhere. Well, you know how we're in Arizona. The guy just takes forever to get ready, right? And
He always looks good, though.
He does. He looks great.
Mm-hmm.
he would take forever to pick us up. Anytime we were going somewhere, he was always an hour late. So I'm just sitting there and bored. So we have sparklers. It was like after 4th of July, and it was like a really hot summer. The grass was just burnt out. So I'm playing with sparklers, and then the house phone starts ringing. So I just huck it like towards the sidewalk or towards the end of the driveway. Fell short, obviously, and the yard just. That was pretty crazy, man. It looked like, when like there's like lava.
And it just like creeps.
It just creeps.
Yeah,
that's what it was like. It was like
it's like a snake.
Yeah, it was not good.
Oh, speaking of fires,
yeah. Backneck guys over there.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's
they
happening.
heard us talking about the sparklers.
Backnecks here, backnecks
Yeah,
here.
right, dude. We had a fire at Ian's Morley house the one day. It was like a Sunday, and his fire pit that we made was not up to code.
Not so.
I
much.
remember the fire pit.
Yeah, so
It was large.
we made a big fire, and then we just went inside and watched a football game, and then passed out. The next thing you know, the fire chief is in the driveway. I'm like, dude, fire chief's here. So Ian walks outside, and what do you say? Like, first of all, your fire pit's not up to code. He's like, it's a lot bigger.
It was too big. We didn't have an active water source near it, and we weren't actively paying attention.
No,
to
we made a
I'm
big
like,
fire.
we know where it was. And like, you were inside. It took you 5 minutes to come out of here. Come out.
Dude,
I didn't even realize there was a code.
Yeah.
There needs to be
the
like
size of
a
fire
certain,
pit.
yeah.
I think it's 4 feet in diameter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like
And there was
8.
like 9, 8, something like
10.
that.
There's a lot of fire pits not up to code.
Oh,
No, for sure. That rarely ever
well,
is
we
an
were
issue.
burning like Christmas trees or something like that, and we
How
had
else to get rid of them?
right
Exactly.
But there must have been something that was wet in there, and it had that like that white smoke that comes off,
Bellowing out of there.
and so one of the neighbors called and thought something
That's
was on
crazy
fire.
though, because I mean, especially out there.
I'm surprised they didn't come more often.
Me too. We
I
had
mean,
a
it's
lot
an
of
open burn.
fires.
It's an open burn city.
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought it
It's
was.
not.
Is it technically Menor?
No, but it's Concord's not open burn.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Well,
And the only reason I actually know this for a fact is because just last week, it was last Saturday, I'm rolling up to go check out the new house, right? Like seeing what the progress was for the week and everything. And there's fire trucks in front of my house. I'm like, okay. And so apparently the builders, all the Amish people, they're amazing at building, by the way. It's freezing outside, so they're just basically burning all of the unneeded materials
All the scrap wood
in
and
order
everything.
to stay warm, like
all the pressure treated stuff.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, so these fires are, and I'm talking, they're like 7-8 feet high, and they're like 5 feet from the house.
Oh, jeez.
And like you go up and down, there's like 10 houses being built right now. They're in front of every house, and no Amish people around. And there's like 7 fires, so they were out there just putting out fires. And like
Well, they just made the fires and left?
yeah, well, they were using them all day, and then they were done. And when those guys clock out, they are out. Man, they're in their van and they go. And so I pull up in my truck and. He's like, hey, are you the builder? I'm like, no, man, this is my house, though.
You just get out of the truck and start running.
Yeah, right. Shit, I got priors. But no, he was like, yeah, it's not an open burn. You're not even supposed to use like barrels. He's like, we let the barrels slide because it's cold and they got to keep warm or whatever. But this was not good.
No shit.
Like, so somebody had called that there was these giant fires. Right.
Well, yeah,
over
and they
these
just
brand
leave.
new
So you have
houses.
7 houses, and there's just fires being. I'm like, okay, what is a
So I
KKK
took
over
a
here or
picture
something?
of mine because they hadn't put mine out yet. It was still going. I mean, they were just getting up to because mine's the last house, and I sent it out. And Tobacco, who's my insurance guy, he was pretty concerned. He's like, "What is going on there?"
Starting to claim
I'm
house
like,
isn't even built yet.
Yeah,
covered,
you're
right?
first claim.
It's the State Farm commercial all over again.
Right,
Dude.
So yeah, it is not an open burn.
I honestly have no
township.
idea because I burned so much.
Oh, yeah,
I
everyone
cut down
does.
50 trees in the backyard.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's right. You
I
had a
mean-
ton, man.
I burned so much.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they never stopped.
Yeah, but people probably do all the time, but I think it's like if it's something like for that, like if there's no one around and there's 7 fires on the street, and
Well,
then-
yeah, that's a
little concerning. Like what's going
So
on
what
here?
it was is one of the other people that was building went to go check on their house.
There's just
and
a
they
fire
see
there?
This giant fire in front, like 5 feet from their house. They're like,
Someone's doing a bunch of like a seance and out front of all the houses.
Yeah.
They're all cursed.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I remember, so my brother was going to, he was working at Lubrizol, so he was going to firefighting school or whatever. So he had like the whole get up, like the whole fire suit. And this one day, my neighbor lives a few doors down. She was a few years younger than us. And so I put that suit on. Like they were having a party and they were having a big fire in the backyard. So I put that on, and like Fatika was over and a few other people. I think Perry, and maybe you were there. I can't remember, but they're like, "Hey, you should go over there and go fuck with those kids." I'm like, "Yeah, good idea." So I put the whole suit on, the helmet, everything, put the face shield down. I mean, everything. I walk through the gate in the backyard, and I'm like, "Excuse me, like, you guys got a permit for that?" And all of them are like, and they're drinking, you know, and they're young, and they're like, "Oh my God." I just came out of the woods, basically. Fuck with them for like 5 minutes. They're shitting their pants, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's just me." But like, it's a great prank to pull on those kids, though, man.
Good, yeah.
So you know,
That explains
boring times.
That explains the kid in the Mike Myers mask in your backyard.
Right. Oh yeah.
God, yeah, that was creepy.
That was payback.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna find that guy.
Dude, that Michael Myers though in my neighborhood that night was on Halloween was very creepy, man. Some good videos of that guy. Like just
some videos of it. He looked
like the fire truck was there, like talking to little kids, and he's standing across the street, just staring at everybody, like they're like next to a bush. I'm like,
So good.
And he just didn't move.
So good.
That was amazing. Good times. So, what else you got going on, man, in your crazy life?
Yeah, craziness, man. It's like I said, it's been. I describe 2020 as the best worst year of my life.
Okay. Because
ultimately, obviously, I got separated, going through a divorce, moved out, you know, had COVID. Like people, it's so much fun because people like will come up and start complaining to me about like their 2020, and they're just like, "Oh, it's been such a bad year. I can't travel. I can't do this." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know it sucks, you know, whatever." How's your 2020 been? And I'm just like, "Do you really want to know, you know?" But I say all that, but ultimately, job's great, kids are great. You know, life is good. I feel great. I'm the happiest I've ever been, you know, in my life. You know, I got 2 raises during COVID, which ultimately nobody can say. And I feel bad for everybody that is out there that, you know, lost their job or is struggling and things like that. But I mean, it's honestly been like a huge blessing in disguise for me. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I feel great. Like, honestly, happier than I've been in a really long time.
Happy to hear that.
You seem healthy. And not that you didn't before, like I never noticed anything before, but I think even just these last couple months talking with you, whatever, I don't know, you just, maybe happy is the right word.
It seems like you're in a good place.
I'm in a good state of mind.
Maybe a weight has been lifted.
For sure,
you know.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I remember you going through everything at first, like the whole process of, at the beginning of everything. And
right.
We were in Arizona, right?
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, because you and I had our first conversation about it. Because you and Marco had to go find a gas station, so you took those scooters. And when you guys rolled up, me and Tommy were like in the middle of the street hugging each other. Yeah. You guys were like, what did we miss?
Such a good conversation.
Oh my God, I remember that now.
We're just looking for somewhere to eat, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we were.
We found a menu. We were so happy about this menu.
Yeah, we were
looking for
the restaurant.
Yeah, that's kind of where it started. I mean, it was scary at first because obviously the whole change and like the unknowing and like, all right, do I really want to go through this? And nobody really wants to go through it. But once you get through it and once you start and obviously everybody's situation is different. You know, like I'm not saying that divorce is great and, you know, everybody is happy when it's done by any means. But yeah, it's like once I got past that, like the fear of the change and started getting through everything and realizing that I was in a better place, then it all just kind of just started going, man. And confidence started getting back up. And I mean, once confidence is up, then it's like,
and you just feel great too, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like, and your kids are what, 15, 14, what is it, 15 or 14?
15 and 11.
15 and 11. Okay, so Tommy's 15 now. Okay, wow.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, we started teaching him to drive already.
Oh, that's another thing we can talk about. But 15 and 11. So how do they do with everything? Because I know you hear the stories. Like I know, like when my parents got separated, I don't remember because I was so little. So it never really was a change for me, just because it seemed like that was always the norm for me. So when the kids are a little bit older, I imagine it's probably got to be pretty tough. I mean,
yeah, it's tough. I mean, when we first broke the news to the kids, you know, my daughter cried and she was upset about it. My son basically just held everything back. You know, he was kind of just more conservative and just, he actually said, he's like, yeah, I knew this was coming. I'm just like, dude, there's no way that you knew this was coming.
Right.
There's absolutely no.
I don't know.
But no, because ultimately, anytime we were around the kids, we were always happy-go-lucky.
You say that, but like body language,
Maybe,
everything else,
maybe.
like even if it's a subtle change, like Tommy's a smart kid.
He is.
It's not like he's, I don't want to say dumb. I want to say it's not like he's one of those kids that just like shuts himself in his room and plays video games for 18 hours a day and never wants to see his family or anything like that. Like he's around. So, and I don't want to speak for him. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't be surprised if they at least caught some sort of, I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, we had it pretty well.
And I'm sure you did. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys
But-
did a fantastic job of doing that.
Yeah.
But like,
In the same sense.
how much can you really hide, especially once it gets to a certain point?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And honestly, yeah, he is a very smart kid and he's very open with us and he's always active with us. That, like you said, like he plays video games, but yeah,
But yeah,
that's not like his. That's all he does. Like shut himself away. Like he's out doing
I
stuff.
mean, you
He's doing
guys
yard
are
work and everything.
constantly doing stuff together.
we've
and-
always been very, very close with the kids. We've
Right.
always made them come out and do stuff with us, even if they don't want to. We're just like, all right, well,
Sure.
That's what we're doing.
we're the parents.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Sorry.
suck it up.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Guess
do
what?
it, though, man. Because you start letting them do that kind of shit. Like, okay, you don't want to go, then we'll just go. You stay home and do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, but no, that's not
Then
even
that's
an option.
no, that's good. That's how it should be.
Yeah, if you start getting into that point, then they're just gonna be like, okay, sweet.
Yeah, they're like,
Right.
You know,
awesome.
I would
Can't
love
wait
to stay home by
yeah,
myself. And
can't
watch
wait for you
YouTube
guys to
for
leave.
7 hours.
Exactly.
Right. And that's how like my daughter would love to just be able to just sit in her room all day and just watch YouTube videos. Like she would love it. But I bug the crap out of her all the time. All the time. I'm always in there. She's just like, just leave me alone. I'm just like, I can't.
I won't.
Do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm like, simple as that. I'm like, you're stuck with me
Yeah.
for at least another 7 years. When you go to college, that's fine.
You can watch
I'm
your YouTube
But
videos.
you know what? I'm still going to be texting you every damn morning. I'm still going to expect a FaceTime every other day.
You know,
So, yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, though, when we told them, like I said, Cameron cried, which was expected. Tommy kind of conserved it in. And then roughly about 2 months after the whole process, like I moved out, he started kind of like, not lashing out, but basically kind of like wearing his emotions on his sleeve at that point then.
Okay.
And it started kind of coming out a little bit more, especially during baseball season, actually, when he had a bad game. He had one bad game in baseball. And me and him were talking as we were walking back to the car. And he's like, I need to practice more. I'm like, dude, it's fine. I'm like, everybody has a bad game.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be great 100% of the time. I'm like, you have to be able to understand that. And he's like, no, is it because you're not around anymore? And, you know, we're not throwing the ball around anymore. And it's like this and that. And I'm just like, all right, dude. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry for not being around as much as you want me to be around. I'm like, I will do a better job personally trying to make sure that we throw the ball around more. We practice more. I'll come over. We'll go to the field. I'm like, if that's what you want, I will be there 100% of the time. And that's kind of like where it hit me. I'm just like, all right. Obviously, like he was taking it. I thought he was taking it okay,
Right.
But in the same sense, he was definitely holding
more of a
lot
defense
back
mechanism.
in.
and I think
Right.
it's like maybe more of a boy thing to do. Like you kind of hold stuff in.
Sure,
You know,
absolutely.
we all do it.
It's a
Like
guy thing.
you
It's
hold
a guy
everything in.
thing.
Yeah.
You don't talk about anything.
Right. Who talks about their feelings?
And then all of a sudden, like, yeah,
I'm not crying. I work out.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're crying.
Yeah. But you're crying.
But it's true though, man. Like you hold it in, and then all of a sudden, one day, like for him, it was that baseball game. It was
Yeah,
like
that was the
he had a
trigger.
shitty day, and all of a sudden, it's like, all right, here it comes.
Yep.
And that happens.
And it
right?
probably
And
felt
that's
amazing for him
sure.
to actually to sit there and talk to you about it though, because holding. I mean, we all know when you sit down and finally talk about it, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well that feels amazing.
Right.
Well, and from your perspective, I bet that was almost relieving for him to get it out. Right?
We'll get it out.
Because
and
I was waiting
now,
for it.
yeah, because you knew it was coming.
you
absolutely
think
waiting
he's,
for it.
You know, and on one hand, I'm guessing, on one hand, it's like, well, wait a minute, how come he's not like that upset about it? Or on the other hand, it's like, all right, he's a mature kid. Maybe he just understands and it's fine. Either way, you still got to worry. It's still your son, right? You still worry if if he's actually okay, and if he's not talking about it, then there's nothing you can really do. You can force it and you can say we need to talk about this, but ultimately, if he's not ready to talk about something, he's not going to.
Right.
And so it took something like a poor performance in baseball to then, even if he's blaming something that probably had no impact on the game's performance,
right,
but he's using that as a mechanism to finally like reach out, you know, and that's good.
Right. And I mean, ultimately it does help too that me and Jackie are great co-parents.
Right.
Yeah.
We talk about everything. If something's going on, whether it be on my time, her time, whatever, we always make sure we discuss it. And,
sure.
You know, that always helps. So
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I don't know. We've had this conversation a couple times, and maybe it's just the nature of the podcast is that we're generally talking to people that enjoy being dads. Mm-hmm. And so I guess you're more likely, like if they're divorced or separated or whatever, that they're doing whatever they can for the kids.
Right.
And so maybe we have a limited perspective or point of view on that because we're not talking to like guys that are just like fucking them out. You know,
yeah, we haven't. We haven't. We don't really talking to dads that are like that.
And
there's a ton. We don't really have guests that are.
I know.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of guests that are like, yeah, I hate being a dad.
Right.
It's usually people that are really proud of being dads.
Sure,
so,
sure.
Yeah. So in that respect, but like, yeah, you said there are people like that, and I'm sure. I mean, you working at the daycare.
I see it all the time.
Yeah,
I believe it
all the time.
I've been talking to more and more like women with kids that the fathers are just done. Like they're just out. They don't want to be.
Yeah, they don't want to be. That's terrible. I can't imagine not wanting to have anything to do with my kids.
That's what I say. I'm like, how can you just go that long without seeing your kids?
Like,
right. I was talking to one girl. She basically has an agreement with her ex that he sees his child one weekend a month, and he doesn't even live in state. He lives in like Tennessee or Virginia or something. And she has to drive her son halfway to meet him halfway so he can see him for basically a day and a half. That's what I said. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous at that point. His ass should be fucking driving up, seeing his kids, staying in a fucking hotel or just whatever.
Seriously though, man,
to see his
goddamn
I would
move.
Kid.
I mean, I'd be like, okay,
I move.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm gonna find another job, and I want to be around my kids.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it would have to be.
It blows my mind.
No way. It's just
unbelievable. Like, and I get like going back to like when I had COVID. Like, okay, we made it work. You know, like that's not a permanent solution,
right?
Though. Like, I don't want to see my kid through a screen.
No,
you know, that doesn't do you justice by any means.
No.
Yeah, it's sad, man. Like, and to be fair, like I don't like to judge people for things that don't make sense to me because everyone's wired differently.
Absolutely.
And some people just aren't cut out to be parents.
Yeah.
Like they don't have that like connection to even other people, let alone like their own children.
Right.
And that does happen.
Well, I mean,
I don't understand it, but I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I also, it seems like those are also the ones that make it very, very difficult in the process of the separation and everything else. Like we get, you know how many times we get subpoenaed for like divorces and stuff like that, and like we have nothing to do with anything.
Really?
It's all the time.
Really?
All the time. Yeah, because they basically what'll happen is we'll get subpoenaed for like payment records because somebody will want to say, well, I've paid this much and you know the other person hasn't paid anything.
Oh, so you have to have the records of payment and everything like that.
Records and things like that. And like they always want us to like testify, and like we try to do everything we can to refuse. Like this is not what our function is.
We'll give you what you need, but don't bring us into it.
If a court says that they need to see paperwork, we will give paperwork. But at the end of the day, leave us out of it. You know.
Right.
Yeah, it's insane though.
I just think that like, I mean, like you said, you don't know how everybody is and how everybody's wired.
And by the way, there's moms like that too.
Oh, absolutely, there is. Absolutely, that's not just dads that are pieces of
I
shit.
have
like
some amazing dads that like are single dads.
Yeah, for sure.
And mom can't freaking.
But just think about like what that does to a kid, though.
Right.
That's where all the damage is done. Is what's going on with the kid. Like those kids are in the middle of it, and just watching it all happen. And like, oh, I have a parent that doesn't really care to see me. Like that's got to kill somebody.
The kids know.
They do.
I don't care how old they are. They know.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Dude, I mean, think about like, okay, so it's Monday and I got out of work. I went home for dinner.
Yeah.
And Sam goes, hey, he's like, we watch a movie, you know, and then he's like, can you read me a book tonight and all this and that. And I'm like, well, got to bounce, buddy. I got Talking Dads tonight. He's like, again? I'm like, dude, don't make me feel bad. I'm like, usually do this when you're sleeping, but shout out to COVID.
Shout out to COVID.
Right.
We have curfew now, so we have to do this shit earlier or on a Sunday during the day. So it's like, it sucks, man. And that's like, and that's just a few hours that like because I'm at work all day. He was at home with mom all day, and he has his, you know, at home schooling and all that shit now because they can't go to school. So, you know, it's tough on him. And I just can't imagine if I was gone for a month at a time.
Right.
Absolutely. Where's dad?
Well, and how can you
like?
even
How do you just
build any kind of relationship?
You don't.
Like at that point,
you don't.
what's it?
You don't. Absolutely not.
And it's just, and then it's awkward too. So you go to see your dad once a month, and you have to go drive a couple states over,
Right.
And then be like, hang out for a day. Like, how's that go?
Super awkward. It's gotta be.
How does that go? I see it as you guys ever seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is like the
Yeah.
shitty dad. Like he just lives out of state and.
He totally redeemed himself.
Oh, he totally redeemed himself. I mean, he did let his kid go to go and fight the aliens with the military, and the kid was like 15, but whatever.
I mean, it's a solid move.
Yeah, it was easy for him. He had a lighter package, man. He was worried about his daughter then. He had to go deal with Tim Robbins, the crazy guy in the basement. So, but what other dad, you know, is you know, putting grenades inside of the alien ship? You know, okay, so yeah, Tom Cruise is the best dad ever.
Still doesn't make up for the 15 years.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's rough, man.
It is. I mean, I can't really.
And everyone's situation is different, and I try not to like be too critical, but I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
Well, the thing is too is like you guys have a great relationship too, like as far as like co-parenting, right? Like the, you know, so there's a lot of people that just cannot communicate with each other without just wanting to kill each other,
For sure.
right? I mean, that's so you have that situation.
Well,
too.
the worst is,
But you still make it work.
You have to. You have to though.
I don't care how.
And this in front of the kids, just make it seem like everything's cool.
If you want to see your kids, then you will see your kids. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's ultimately it.
the absolute worst is we'll get situations where, you know, it's an ongoing battle or going to court constantly or whatever, and the kids will come in.
Whoa, what's happened?
I'm like out.
Time out.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh, there I am.
Wire must have came loose. All right, kids will come in.
Yeah, the kids will come in, and they've clearly been fed a line by either mom or dad to say about the other one, and it happens both ways. And they'll be like, "Yeah, you know, I can't. I don't really want to go hang out with mommy tonight because she does this," and it's always something detrimental, right? Like, and like then the other parent will come in. I don't know why this is cutting out. This is not good. But yeah, just like the feeding of lines and pitting people, you know, against each other. That's just awful, man. And you're just ruining the psyche of your kid.
For sure. That's honestly one thing I will never do, and I know Jackie will never do. We'll never, ever, ever badmouth each other in front of the kids. I mean, that was rule number one. Because ultimately, yeah, it just destroys the kids. You know, like it's not helping you out. It's not making it. Maybe it makes you feel better as a person to try to bash the other person, but in essence, all you're doing is screwing with the kid's mind.
Yep, you're messing the kids up, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then they see that, and then
You're portraying a bad picture on your other parents, which ultimately you guys are supposed to be working
And
together.
if you think that, well, I mean, you know, this goes with business, it goes with relationships, whatever. There's this adage that I like, and it's, you know, there's two ways to have the tallest building. You can either build the tallest building, or you can knock down the other buildings that are taller than you, right? And if you knock down the other buildings that are taller than you, you just look like an asshole building all by yourself, right? And so, like, if you just build a taller building by working around the other ones, like, it's kind of a hard.
no, but it makes sense though.
Like, you don't need to knock somebody else down to make yourself feel better.
Yeah,
It actually works the opposite. Like,
Absolutely.
you bring everyone else up, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like a good person all of a sudden.
yeah, but people don't see it that way.
No,
man.
no, they
it's hard,
don't,
and
and
it
that's it just doesn't work like that.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know from being in a family in that situation, it's like my parents. I never saw any type of like arguing or anything like that, and they never said anything bad about each other ever.
Sure.
So
I always say, like, I point to your guys' family as like the model of how to be separated.
it worked
and
out
make
great,
it
man.
work. Like,
It was
like I'll forget
phenomenal.
sometimes. Like I think I've told this story in the podcast before, but like, I don't know, it was my mom or my dad was like, "Yeah, you don't have any friends that have divorced parents." I'm like, "No, I really don't." Oh, Stevie's parents. Like, and I'm like, and since I've known Stevie, they've been, you know what I mean?
because
But
I mean,
like, it was
they were
never
at, they were
thing.
at everything together. Like they
Yeah.
hang out. Like I mean, at all my games, any type of
And like
activity
and I would go
outside
to your
of-
mom's house all the time,
Yeah.
and I would go to your dad's house all the time.
That's
and
super
it was
rare.
never
Yeah.
Super rare.
It was never weird at all.
no, and like I mean, yeah,
And
we
this
had our
is 25 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
and like
it's the right thing to do, man.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
the right thing
It
to
was
do.
30 years ago.
And it's like, even when I was moving stuff out, like when I was taking like my clothes out of the closet, like I did it when the kids were at school, like when they could go to school.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I never, like they never saw me move anything
Right.
out of that house.
Yeah.
Obviously they go into my closet now when it's empty, but I mean,
Sure.
they never saw me physically move.
Yeah,
anything.
there wasn't a big
Yeah.
production of
Yeah.
like throwing shit out.
yeah, and it's
Fuck
like
you,
yeah,
and you know what I mean?
dad's
Like,
moving out. Like
Nope. I went in waves. And I just kind of just
Right.
ninja'd that fucking shit out in my car and just whatever. And you know, like I don't want to see them. Like I don't want them to see me taking.
Yeah,
shit
that's just
out.
an extra emotional
Right.
situation that they don't need to be
Hell no,
involved
man.
in. You
Hell
know?
no. So I mean, I hope that there's people out there that do this, and it's just like, it's all about the kids. If you have kids, they're your everything.
absolutely.
You know, that is it. It doesn't matter about what you feel with your partner or whatever. Put that shit fucking aside. It's all about your goddamn kids.
Yeah.
That's big picture.
Well,
Simple as that.
And again, even if you want to say it's about like you, because at the end of the day, there's a reason that it's going on, right? Like you're
Right.
not happy. And like I said, you definitely seem happier. I hope Jackie's happier.
I'm sure she is.
And,
Absolutely.
you know, if you can get away and be happier, like maybe that's the best thing to do. You know, everyone's different. Like, I don't know, man.
Listen,
Like,
we got together way too young.
Sure.
Way too young. I mean, it was one of those things that we just tried to make it work for fucking 15 years.
Right.
yeah.
You know? And I mean, we did what we could and just didn't. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
it, was,
and
it wasn't
I can't imagine that though, because like I mean, how old were you guys when you guys started dating?
19.
19,
Well,
so, like-
I was 19.
Yeah,
She
so I
was
mean, like,
17.
yeah, because I mean, at that point, so I had been, by the time I met Liz, I had been in plenty of relationships, and you know, you kind of go through who works with you. Like you play the field and you find out what clicks and what you don't want,
Right.
and that's, you know, I mean, Liz and I got married when I was like almost 27, 28 maybe.
26, 27.
Yeah, something like that. But it's like,
I love how he's telling you.
Well, like
it was right around the same time.
Like you
Yeah.
guys were always like 6 or
I
7
remember
months
both weddings.
after.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's like, yeah, I mean, so when you do it that young, you don't really. It might not work
Yeah,
out
and
just
that's
because
not to say that it can't work. You know,
sometimes
there's
it
people
does.
that It works.
Sometimes
you know,
people have their
right.
high school sweetheart, and it works.
But that's not the only way to do it, and
Right.
it doesn't work for everyone. It's
No.
the same way that like we know people that waited until they were in their 30s to get married, and that didn't work. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true. So either way, it works the same. It can. You mean,
everyone's different.
Exactly.
It's
I will
either-
tell you though, I've been talking to some women, and a lot of them are in like the same situation. Like
Yeah.
they got together at 20,
Yeah.
you know, had kids at 20, 21 roughly,
Sure.
and the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Shit
believe
didn't
it.
work.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's not. You know, some of them are, some of them aren't. You know, it is.
Yeah,
what
that's
it
a
is.
whole nother ball game. I can't imagine dating.
I mean, it's real fun.
I can imagine.
In
Yeah.
the same sense, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It's exhausting, man.
It's the same thing, and it's like I mean, we don't even have a podcast about my fucking dating life,
We can.
but it's one of those things. It's like when people try to turn it into an interview, I hate it.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it, and I completely just reverse that shit, and I'll just ask them a stupid question, like, Like, what's your favorite snack food? Chocolate or salty? Like,
Salty.
just
I'm all savory, man.
I'm all salty as well.
Yeah, you're a big sweet guy for the longest time, though, man.
Yeah, dude,
No
you were
way.
always eating.
What do you
candy.
mean? You told us the one time. I think it was on this podcast. You told us about like your ice cream. You're like, I got gummy worms on it, like Mike and Ike's. Like
Listen, desserts, yes. Snack foods, no. I'm
snack
all
food's
salty.
salty for sure though.
Yeah, I don't go to the
I mean, you know, every now and then you get your craving for your
Dude,
sweets.
you used to have bags of what was it? Like Sprees or what was it? Like the sour candy or something like that you used to always. I'm thinking about someone. Was that Johnny?
That wasn't me.
Might have been.
John Bruno always has
Well,
candy too.
I mean, I love
Yeah,
my gummy bears and gummy
maybe it's
worms,
gummy
but
bears. I don't know.
I do. You
I
know
just
what I, you
remember
know what
us
I
like
love?
going to the gym.
That
Like,
was one of my questions today, actually.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm like, serious question. First sentence to this woman. I'm like, serious question. I'm like, chocolate or gummy bears? And she's like, chocolate. I'm like, perfect. Because you're not going to see my gummy bears.
That's a good question. That's a good question because it works.
She laughed about it. I'm just like, no, it's a super
No, I'm serious.
question.
I'm serious right now.
Yeah. If we go to the movies, you're not seeing my gummy
Oh man,
bears.
like I like those. Like you're not seeing them. You're not gonna touch those. You have your chocolate all you want.
Yeah.
I'm gummy
have your
bears.
snow
You can
caps.
enjoy that. Yeah,
I like
your
the
snow caps.
Your snow caps. Oh my
Your
god,
milk duds.
Your milk duds and your snow caps. Snow caps though. Do you like snow caps?
No, they're
Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna make sure
All
before I
right,
say
that's
something.
my
Hold
mom's
on.
favorite.
Hold on.
Favorite.
I
candy
can't like.
ever.
Okay, is
Snow
it?
caps are no good, but
That's my mom's favorite.
Mally's makes these snow caps like I think it's around Christmas time. Have you ever had them?
No.
Dude, they're like this big, and like Mally's chocolates are.
Oh,
just
yeah,
like,
that's good.
Like I'm not a big sweets guy, chocolate guy.
I could do any Mally's.
Mally's is freaking
Mally's is really good.
incredible.
The
But,
chocolate covered potato chips.
My father-in-law,
Sponsorships are welcome.
Yeah, they are absolutely.
a good one actually. My father-in-law loves snow caps, and so we get him these Mally's ones every year, and like he gets excited, and then he opens them up, and it's like this huge box, right?
Oh yeah.
And he'll just like open them up, and I'm like, all right, I'll dabble. I'm not really into it, but I'll dabble, and then I'll eat like 5 of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like chocolate, but I prefer like a good sour gummy,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, like the Sour Patch, like straws.
Oh yeah, Gibbs loves those.
The Sour Punch is
the
what
sour
those are.
punch straws.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
So I will tell you though, I love gummies. Love gummies. I mean, I usually have gummy worms, gummy bears somewhere around the house.
Yeah.
But I absolutely hate the Twizzlers pull and peels.
Oh, those are so gross.
So many people like them.
Why? It's not
you
not
a
even the right flavor.
It's not the right flavor.
No, what is it? Like,
It's not the right flavor.
It's strawberry and not cherry.
Yeah, the original
cherry and
the
nut
original
strawberry, which-
Twizzler is just like the stale,
best.
the stale cherry just
Yeah.
just
So good.
breaks off. You know, like,
yeah.
it's so good.
Oh yeah. Remember
love
what was it? What was the old rope? The
Oh, like the actual rope.
Yeah, like
those
The
were
nerd
good.
ropes.
no. They had them at like
Oh.
United States of America though. They had like the
You get like
the
the
rope.
3 foot long
Yeah.
freaking rope
Like-
of licorice.
Yeah. It was. Remember.
was
Garth Algar had it in his car. And, like always, he would just pull on it. Like he had, like, it was like a wheel, and he would just pull it out. Like that's
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
good.
You're right.
So good.
And that freaking the Pinto.
Yeah,
the
man.
Ford Pinto.
oh my god, man.
So good.
I love Wayne's World. I wanted to take this one day. Liz bought me some like joggers or whatever they are, the Adidas, and I had like new shoes. Actually, that's what I wore to the airport. When we went to Arizona. It was like that whole Adidas get up.
Like Run DMC.
Oh yeah,
This is
literally. Yeah, this is me.
This
With
is all I
the,
remember from your
the laptop.
There's one picture of me, Marco, and him.
It was like what 5 in the
on,
morning.
like that freaking
The escalator thing?
not the escalator,
the
but
flat one,
standing,
yeah.
the standing runway or whatever. Yeah, and it's basically Marco's in front taking a selfie of me, him, and Steve. Steve's in the back. Me and Marco got these huge smiles on our face. We're so excited, and Steve's got his briefcase up, just like blocking everybody.
I was like holding it up, like, and I had this real serious look on my face. I'm like, I don't know what I was doing. I don't think I was ready for the picture.
Move out of the way.
I'm very important.
Very important.
I should have had
person.
like a handcuff on there too, like so it looked really important.
We talked about that. Actually.
We did. That's right.
do
We
it
did.
this year.
I can.
You should
Yeah.
do it this year.
I reached out to Rachel Cole already.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think she actually responded to me during.
You find any flights yet, or
No, I haven't.
I know.
I just actually looked the other day, and I looked at tickets. So still, like tickets are for like veterans and everything are still not available, but they're selling tickets right now for a select few. Like
I'm sure
people.
they're going to.
it just
I
sucks,
don't
man.
know
We
if
had
veterans
the
tickets are gonna be
ultimate.
available
We
or
had
not.
like the same flight we had last year, and it was gold. And we were all set. We were all set. And then all of a sudden, I think it was you or John sent the
the cancellation.
The email thing. I'm like,
I saw it too. I'm just like,
kidding me, man.
Right. I was just gonna wait it out. But it's still even like I just checked the other day. There's nothing nonstop.
We would have been.
I don't have an.
We would have arrived
there's
into
nothing
Arizona like at like midnight, and then we would have, and then coming home, we would have spent like a night in Denver.
Day.
Yeah, we come back on like we get home on Tuesday. It's like okay,
So
it's a 13-hour flight.
there are really no good flights to Phoenix. I mean, Frontier was the only one that had nonstop.
Shout out to COVID.
Except
Right.
for no,
So
I
we
mean,
just
even
drive it.
before.
but still though,
Even before, Southwest would have one a week, which is why when I used to go out there to see my parents, we would always go on Wednesdays because Wednesday it was like a noon flight, and on the way back it was like a 10 a.m. flight. It was Wednesday to Wednesday. Those were the only nonstop flights. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll make Wednesday to Wednesday work, which is fine because I always like to go out there for a week and see my parents,
Sure. This is tough because like I can't take
But
that
yeah,
much vacation
for
in
what we're
January.
doing, you can't-
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like then I'm like already
Right.
and I need my vacation this year too. So
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem taking an extra day, but there's.
I'm saying if I was going
flights-
Wednesday, I'm saying if I was going Wednesday to Wednesday though.
I mean, I would do Wednesday and Wednesday.
I would love to. I would love to.
I
Trust
got
me.
nothing to do.
I would love to, but yeah, that would be.
But I mean, ultimately, there's still not a good flight. Like there's
Nothing.
zero. Like the shortest flight is 7 hours, which is still a one stop in Denver. Like it always goes to Denver for whatever
I mean,
flipping reason.
my flight's pretty good, but so it's United, so it's more expensive.
Okay, but where does it go?
So I stop in Chicago.
Denver.
To Denver.
No, I stop in Chicago, but
So,
it's
but
like
you're going this way to. Oh no, okay. So
I stop in
yeah,
Chicago, and it's like a
there.
30-minute layover.
Do
so
you
you're
just want to drive to
changing
Chicago?
planes.
I mean, we could. Can you imagine the way back? You get into Chicago and then drive another
Have to
6
drive
hours.
6 hours.
Whatever, man.
I mean, we could do it.
I mean,
We'll talk
ultimately-
about this.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. But
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
God, it just
But I mean,
sucks,
in the
man.
same sense,
we had the best situation.
we did, really did. But I still want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely want to go.
I mean, we are going. We are going.
We'll figure. We're gonna make it
I
happen.
know you're going. And
Well, yeah, you're already good.
the
We're
house is
not
already,
yet.
The house is already booked.
Yeah.
I'm going regardless of it.
We need to
So,
figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is when I had that
we
Adidas
won't talk
outfit,
about
though.
it, we're going.
No, but we will talk about flights though, which we can't figure out right now on the podcast.
Go private.
We could.
We know a guy.
Yeah, we do know a guy.
Ian really knows a guy.
You know a guy?
I do know a guy.
Private.
We could go
private plane.
I'm in.
I do know a few. I have 3 family friends that are. I do have 3 family friends that are pilots.
Really?
Yeah, like
Actually-
for like I don't even know which airlines. I
Actually,
know their family gets ridiculous discounts though.
So my son's buddy's dad is a private pilot,
Mm-hmm.
and he flies like Tom Brady around the freaking country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think we get with Tom?
So wait a minute. So you know what? Maybe I'll reach out to him.
To Tom?
No, that's
Oh, I was gonna say me and Tom, dude. We're
That's
pretty
Tom.
tight. I know it's tough right now because it's middle of the
Tom and
season.
Giselle
But
are going, so like maybe we just hop a flight. With
yeah,
them.
Giselle's gonna
what?
be cool with us coming.
Maybe they are going. Maybe Tiger Woods is topping the same flight.
Listen, I'll cancel my flight so quick.
In a heartbeat for the greatest quarterback of all time. Hang out with him and
Yeah,
just
it'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And Giselle,
you know what? Oh my God, Giselle. Stop it.
Tom and Giselle.
Stop it. Oh my God.
Yeah, but
I
you know
hate
what's
you
really
right
hot
now.
though? She's her money.
She's so
yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
Tom doesn't even need any money.
I know. Right? How does
Just
that
the-
work?
Just the money situation.
He's just yeah. I mean, but what I was gonna say about Wayne's World was that Adidas outfit was. You ever see that scene when they're talking about like sponsorships? And I think it's Wayne's World too. He's like,
Holds
oh,
up
new print.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I can't talk about it anymore. I have this headache. He's like, oh, new print. Tiny, yellow, different. And then Garth's on that whole like Reebok outfit. And he's like, it's like people only do things because they get paid, and it's just really sad. And he's like wearing the whole Reebok outfit. And that's exactly how I felt when I was on that flight with that Adidas outfit. I got to do that for this podcast.
It's so good.
I actually forgot about the whole Adidas outfit.
Oh yeah, it was the shoes,
It was
the pants, and the hoodie.
Everything.
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 You looked good.
It was a good outfit.
Adidas.
Adidas. Oh, whose is it?
What is going on?
It's me. I knocked it.
Yeah, but there's something.
Our mics have never done that.
I don't even have my notes tonight.
Sorry, we'll be all right.
101. All right, so
101.
I wanted to say something real quick.
Say it.
I had a new dad hack tonight.
Ooh.
So years ago, we had our at Pepco. We had our our company picnic, and we played a wiffle ball tournament, and my team won naturally.
Obviously.
First of all, you put a bunch of middle-aged to, some older guys playing wiffle ball that haven't ran or done anything in years. A lot of injuries.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
Pulled hammies, rolled ankles, all that fun stuff in wiffle ball, which is embarrassing. But anyway, my team won.
Obviously.
So I have this medal that's been sitting at my desk for 5 years. Anyway.
5 years?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Displayed with uplating?
Oh, obviously. But, I was finally like, you know what? I'm going to take this home. Give it to Sam to put, because he likes to wear his medal around and everything. I'm like, this will be fun. So tonight, the kids would not eat their dinner. Just would not eat. It was meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and the mashed potatoes with gravy. And it was a phenomenal meal.
Amazing.
I make a good meatloaf.
Do you?
Actually.
Prove it.
I really do.
All right, we'll see.
Ever since this fucking divorce, I've been cooking.
You've been
like
cooking
a
up
motherfucker.
I saw the turkey you guys had.
Oh yeah, I wrapped it in bacon.
I saw. It looked amazing. You had a good Thanksgiving.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Right,
so the kids will not eat. They will not eat anything. And I go, you know what? What's this? Here comes the medal. Whoever finishes their meal first gets the medal, and you'll be the champion of the night if you finish your food. Both of them start crushing their food.
So you mastered bribing.
I did.
Congratulations.
So then I explained to him, I go, listen, you don't get to keep the medal. This happens only at dinner time. Yeah. So whoever is the champion of the night gets the medal.
Oh.
I just happened to have the medal in my pocket, and I was just trying to think, I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get these kids to eat this dinner? Yeah. Like Sam's like, I don't want this gravy on here. This is like
he ever push the plate?
Oh, they always do.
Oh,
especially
that drives
Ben.
me fucking nuts.
Pushes
my
the
kids
plate.
never did that.
Come on,
I
never?
swear to God.
Oh,
never pushed.
Ben threw a plate in the garbage.
Really?
And stared me down after he did. But Ben's a different species. The kid is just.
Ben lived through a lot of.
Yeah, I know. And he is just a different type of person.
I don't know where she learned this word, but Sloane's thing is like, that's disgusting. I'm like, it is pizza. It is pizza night.
Well, then, it's pizza. You love pizza. I don't care who you are. You love pizza.
Like,
yeah.
No, you're not having candy.
Then they said, can I have a snack? I'm like, no. Yeah, if you eat your dinner.
Yeah.
Like last night we had salmon and risotto. And
oh yeah.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
We all crushed it. Ben,
some amazing dinners.
But to a kid?
Yeah, Ben crushed it. Ate all the salmon. Sam was like, I'm not going to touch this. So I had to force him to eat it. And then he ended up liking it.
Yeah.
But anyway, tonight, though, that dad hack worked like a charm.
That sounds amazing.
They both crushed their dinner. And it was just like a random idea as I'm sitting there eating. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get them to eat?
Yeah. Well, and you can literally go buy those medals for like $2.
That's what I told Liz. I'm like, you could buy anything. Go buy a trophy.
You could buy anything and spray paint it gold.
For sure. You can get a rock.
Right.
I remember going to day camp at the YMCA back in like the 90s, and we were doing like some type of scavenger hunt, but the main prize, like if you found this rock, it was a gold one. It was somewhere in the woods. Rock. And I remember finding it, and like that was amazing to me. It was a gold rock. I mean, come on, man.
That stuck with you.
Oh, I probably still have.
Steve's back there while everyone's running around.
I had my own spray paint.
Gold.
Dude, I had everything. I knew.
Everything gold.
Everything gold.
Everything.
I was like, was that Gold Member?
Gold Member.
Oh, yeah. I don't really remember that movie, but yes.
Yeah.
Everything gold for me. Oh, do you need something?
Yeah, no, that's not a bad hack at all.
Yeah. You got any new dad hacks now that you're, 15-year-old, 11-year-old? You have any dad hacks?
I mean, dad hacks are few and far between now.
Yeah?
I mean, it's basically just, I'll take your phone away if you don't cuddle with me. That's pretty much about it for my daughter, especially.
All right.
That's a dad hack, though.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, ultimately, I've got this thing on my phone that's called the Screen Time app.
Screen Time
app.
Got a lot of plugs tonight.
Yeah. But ultimately, it's basically like something I download on both their phones, and I can control how long they can be on the phone, how, what can they search, and like I can see all their download history. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how I regulate their time.
That's kind of cool, though, because, I mean, it's scary to think of what you could find on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like, you could find anything, which is terrifying to me because I've seen some sick shit.
Vermont rimming.
Vermont rimming is...
Dude, you have no idea what I found in one of my searches.
I can imagine, you sick fuck.
Not my searches.
Oh.
But on the screen time.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I mean, though. Like, so the stuff that kids could find.
I really want to know now.
And if you can monitor it, though, like if you can monitor it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you're like, my kid won't be a serial killer because I'm finding him watching these little animals being tortured. Like, man, you see everything on the internet.
Or he will be because I'm neglecting him from seeing it.
But how much shit do we? We did see a lot of stuff.
I love to play devil's advocate.
Yes.
I remember watching Faces of Death though, like renting that from like Blockbuster.
terrible.
It was awful.
Made me cringe every time.
I know.
Don't you just figure out a way around it?
Oh yeah, no, because they VPN and like
There's
they
so many
do
ways
all
around
of
it.
this other crap.
Which,
and then
look,
then
that, I guess
maybe it draws
adding
them to it
some
then though.
Problem solving skills, which can be a benefit. But
so what's fun is, so obviously I'm
a little bit
in
IT.
Yeah.
You know a little bit.
And my son doesn't do it at all. My daughter though does it all the time, and I love it because as soon as she does it, I find out how she does it, and I get to figure out how to resolve it. And she does it all the time, and it blows my mind because she's 11 years old and she's our smarting dad. You know, like that makes me so proud.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I mean, that's honestly though that is
Honestly.
legitimately problem solving.
And here we go.
skills and like
so
critical
good.
thinking and
So we just went to dad hack to proud dad moment all.
I mean,
in like 30 seconds.
she really does though.
He's a 3-time veteran.
Yeah.
True story. He already knows.
I'm not that impressed.
That's true because he's like I'm gonna act like I don't have a dad hack, and then I'm gonna act like I don't have a proud dad moment, but I'm gonna do it all at the same time. And then you two assholes can shut the hell up because I'm boom, mic drop, did it.
He's like, I've basically done as many shows as you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do this all the time. I was
That's
born
interesting
to do
though.
It kills me though, because like she finds it, man. I'm like, it's very impressive to me, and I tell her all the time. I'm like, listen, I'm like, I know that you're doing this. Like I know that you're doing this. I see it. I see all of a sudden, because the way it works is, it works off the applications. So it sees the applications, and it regulates the time off of it. But what you do is, and the way to break this is, you basically VPN yourself into a modified state, and it only reads exactly.
nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It only reads an Apple app. So that's all it is like it reads an Apple app, so it doesn't count towards your time because it's not technically something that's blocked.
Oh.
And I'm just I'm like, you motherfucker. Like,
She's figuring it out.
she figured it out.
So
I had to actually block the Apple app. Like that's what I had to do to like counteract her shit. I'm like, all right. I'm like, motherfucker, I got you. Like, this is why I got into IT.
Yeah, right.
Do you ever
This
hear
is
the
basically what
story?
you do with your like
Did you ever hear
employees,
the
though.
story of how you got into IT?
No.
Oh my God, Corey loves telling this story.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Because I can't remember.
So Charo loves telling this story because one
Shout
night,
out to Corey episode.
there you go.
Number something.
He loves telling this story because the reason that I got into IT was I called him one night and I had a virus.
Go ahead. You had a virus.
I had a virus.
You're good.
Not sexually transmitted.
Not sexually transmitted.
All right, cool. Computer.
But no, it was computer related, and it was actually a ransomware. So ransomware is basically where like they hijack your computer and they basically say like, hey, you have to pay this much amount to get this antivirus software. Otherwise you can't like look at anything. Basically, like if you go online, you try to search anything, that basically goes right to their website. And the reason that I got it was because I was on fucking porn.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, duh.
Sick fuck.
Duh. And so I call Corey and I'm like, hey, I've got this issue. Like, it's not letting me go anywhere. And he's like, all right, what is it? And I'm like, I explained it. He's like, were you watching porn? I'm like, yes. He's like, that's why you got it. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm just like, dude, I'm like, you're my IT guy.
Yeah. Help me out, dude.
You got to explain this to me. He's like, I don't know what to do for you. I'm like, all right, fine. So I basically took 3 hours of my life to find out which file was corrupted, I renamed it, and then I was able to delete it. And like literally the high of knowing that
Solving that
figured
problem.
Figuring it out.
goddamn
I was like,
problem.
that was it.
That was it. I'm just like, you know what?
There's,
I was born to do this.
yeah.
Dude.
And that
Who
was
says porn never gave you anything?
That's exactly it.
spawned
See?
a new
It's
career.
a blessing.
porn.
Thanks,
solves
porn.
Everything.
VermontRimming.com turned into a new career.
Big in Vermont.
That's what it
Rimming.
was. I enrolled in classes the next day.
Honestly,
And here
that's
you are
cool,
today.
though.
That's a good story, though.
And that's it, yeah. Now I'm an IT manager, and I love my fucking job.
So Tommy's dad hack is watch lots of porn,
So much porn.
and then you'll find your
Crazy.
niche. You'll find your niche.
Where's your point to the camera? And hey, shout out to porn.
Pornhub. I don't know if you'll ever really want that sponsor, but Pornhub.com.
Take anything we can get.
Yeah.
We're dealing with dads here.
Probably a solid market.
Oh my god,
Oh man.
good times.
Yeah.
fun, man.
Third
It's fun.
timers get
We get raunchy, man. Don't worry, I got you.
Thank you. Impact driver. Got to remember that impact driver.
So
Don't forget, man.
so all right, so back to like the VPN and like
Okay, because you had something to say a long
regulating.
time ago.
Yeah. I like to think, and I think a lot of parents do this, is like, I'm going to teach my kid the right and wrong so that they're not even going to want to do this, right? And I think that's a pipe dream. I think kids are curious animals. They're humans, right? So they're going to be curious, and they're going to get influences outside of their parents. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so we're not that far. Like, kids are getting phones really early now.
We didn't want to give my daughter a phone. We didn't want to but we did early because of COVID.
Right.
And it was more so just touchless, like lunches and shit like that. And I'm just
Right.
like, all right, whatever.
So, I mean, like, Gibbs is 5. Like, he's not getting a phone anytime soon.
Right.
But, like, it's not that far off. We've had, like,
He should have
conversations.
technology in
It's
his
like,
life, though.
oh, he does.
Oh yeah, for sure. They all should. They need it because that's
Virtual
life.
kindergarten
That's
right
it.
now. So, I mean,
Right.
you know, I'm glad that we exposed him to the iPad and you know, like, being able to navigate stuff. Because, like, I'm
He
telling
could
you,
probably do more than you do.
virtual kindergarten right now is amazing. Like, I don't have to do anything. Like, he actually today, he's like,
Except
"Dad."
for sit next to him.
Well, I was. So the last 2 weeks. No, like the last 2 weeks, we would set up at our table, and he would be on one side, I would be over here, and I just kind of listen in, make sure he's staying on task or whatever. But like, he would ask me a question, I'm like, ask your teacher. Like, I'm not here. I'm just, you know, whatever. And not to be a dick, but like, I don't want him to lose the ability to ask a question in class because I'm right there. I don't want to be a crutch. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
That's something you have to
and
do.
maybe
the
that's
teacher's
extreme.
job.
I don't
That's the
know.
teacher's job, though. I mean,
Correct.
That's why we send them to school.
Yeah, and it's not about like, oh, I pay for this and they need to do it. It's more about I don't want him to, you know, eventually go back to school and then be afraid to ask a question because it's not dad.
Wait till he gets home and then ask dad.
Correct. Like, I don't want that to happen.
And that's why I want them at school.
Right. 100%. So, but I've always sat there because Gibbs is a little class clownish. He likes to
Oh, he's a
chat
character.
and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I just give him a look every once in a while. Whenever I see him like start to do something funny or whatever, I just look up from my computer and he'll quit or I'll get to one. I'll go. And I'm like quiet because I don't want to be that one like where he's not on mute and I'm like, hey fucker, like, you know what I mean? Like,
God damn it, Gibson.
Son of a bitch.
so I'll give him a look and I'll just put up one finger and he'll be like. So today, though, he goes, Dad, we're on a break from his class. So he turned the iPad off and whatever. And he's like, Dad, can you, like, go do your work in the other room? You can still hear me. I promise I'll stay on task. Like, but none of the other kids' parents are at the table with them.
How do you know?
Well, that's what I said. And he's like, well, you know, they can get away with some stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, but you're not the other kids.
Right.
And he's like, can you at least try it for the afternoon? And if I don't mess up, then maybe we could try it tomorrow. I'm like, all right, you know what? That's a reasonable request.
There you go.
I will
agree.
grant it to you. And that fucker did. He did such a good job this afternoon. And like one time he came over and asked me something. He goes, Dad, I've been trying to ask a question and like the teacher just hasn't gotten to me. And they were doing like these sight words or whatever. I was like, all right, we'll sound it out, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, remember, you asked me to leave. Like, I'm not here. He goes, I know. And then, I don't know, he was really good. And even in 3 weeks of doing this, he's gotten even better with it to where he's changing out the applications and logging in and like typing in passwords and stuff like that. And I'm like, holy crap.
Dude, they figured it out, man. They figured it out.
And like he knows in his folder where to look up the passwords and like what line it is. And like, I'm just like, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Not that I love virtual learning, but at the same time, like I think that they are gaining some other skills that they might not gain just being in the classroom.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, I want them to go back.
You're saying my job is in jeopardy.
No, I don't think so.
No, you'll be good, man.
I think your job is actually going to be more important.
Oh, I know.
Because as more things...
Until these kids start coming up and they're just like, all right, now I can
but
do
that's
your
going to
job.
happen
I
regardless.
know more than you do.
That's just the next generation,
That's
right?
actually
Like,
what I did.
Yeah,
So.
right, exactly. Yeah, you actually did do that. I
really
know that
did.
story.
Really, really did.
But I don't even know why I started telling that story.
We were talking about like the Tommy monitoring.
I was restricting technology.
Oh, yeah.
And you are pro technology.
I'm super pro technology, but I'm also like I guess the whole monitoring thing. Like my biggest fear. So whenever my parents tried to figure out where I was, I did things to
avoid them,
like ghost them. And I think that's kind of a natural thing, right? Like we're trying to get away with stuff, or we're trying
Definitely
to beat
is.
the system. You know, it's a little bit of rebellion. It's a little bit of just trying. You think that you're smarter than your parents, right?
Sure.
But I think that there are problem solving and critical thinking skills that can be gained from doing that. Versus like if you're just never allowed to do anything, do you develop those skills?
Right.
I don't know.
You figure out a way around it.
You definitely do. And I mean,
But at the same time, you try to outsmart your parents, and your parents are always a step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they knew what we were doing all the
And
time.
So this goes back to even like the lady putting the condoms in the drawer thing. It's this is the same conversation. Like, do you just let everything happen, or do you restrict things and say, no, this is not okay, or do you say, well, I'd rather you not, but if you're going to, here's
a safer
route.
Sure.
It's, you know, do you
It's
let your
a
kids
tough
drink in the
thing,
house
man.
as long as you're there because it makes you the cool parent, or in your mind you're saying, well, at least I know that they're safe and they're not like
out driving
I'll be honest,
or something.
Like, we were never going to drink at my parents' house, and instead we were out driving fucking around. Like, I don't know if that was a better scenario.
No, but you hope that your kids make.
It's not a better.
Right.
Here's what you do. You teach your kids enough for them to make the right decision in the time that when they're in their situation. You think you hope that.
And their kids are going to make mistakes.
You hope that they're going to
push.
Yes, they are. We all did.
Yeah,
we all did.
And
our parents did the same shit we did. Right.
Yeah,
So
of course.
we all know that. But you hope that you teach them enough to be like, all right, go make the right decision.
That's it.
Hopefully you do the right thing. And you'll learn from those mistakes.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always like, you know what? The kid's climbing on the counter. If he falls off, there's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a lesson learned. If you're going to get in trouble.
Once, if they're not going to listen, okay. Learn
And then you know what you say to him? I told you.
Yeah. That's it.
I told you.
You don't even do that. I mean,
No, you don't.
honestly,
But I mean, it's
don't
like-
even go to the I told you state anymore.
No.
Like, honestly. Like, and even with this is not like a blocker. You know, like when you're blocking,
Okay, so you're not
when blocking your kids.
restricting something.
No.
You're just monitoring.
You're monitoring
Because if you want to.
Because ultimately, you have to let your kids experience everything.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I didn't block or monitor my daughter, she would sit in a room all day, watch YouTube. I mean, she's not experiencing life, in my opinion.
No, so if you're monitoring and saying like, okay, that's enough time on there. Let's go out and do something else.
So you're
That's what
more
I'm saying.
concerned about the time of screens rather than the content.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's the same. It's the same idea of like the way that you could cut the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Like you have like you can monitor that kind of stuff.
I
like
love that. By the way, I saw there was
Yes.
something. It's like the ultimate parent hack or dad hack or whatever.
absolutely,
It's
this
like,
is
Cut
like
that shit off.
it's like
I'm going
now go
to
do
do
something
that
else besides
where-
sit here and play on YouTube all day.
well, I'm going to do
Exactly.
that thing where I've seen it and it's like today's Wi-Fi password. In order to unlock the Wi-Fi password, you have to do this, 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 and this, and like it would name off like
It's
their
a
normal
reward.
Such a great
chores,
idea.
and then also
Such a
like
great idea.
a bonus 30 minutes. You clean out the refrigerator. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's not a normal thing.
You reward them with their
But it's a reward. It's a reward. So
Sure,
you're
that's something
you're
that
working.
they want.
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And they're gonna do what
And
they need to
that's
do.
fine.
If somebody
That's
did
like
that to me
going.
now-
That's like.
I know.
Jeez, you can imagine how much stuff would be
I'm cutting that
accomplished.
grass all day long. I'm going.
The
to
honey-do
this.
list would be huge and it would be done in 2 seconds. So I can go
Exactly.
do whatever I wanted to do. But that goes back to us being younger. Get your chores done,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and then you go play with your friends.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
it.
what
Like,
exactly
We
what
didn't
it
have our
is.
like we didn't have the stuff. We had our video games, sure, but our thing was more. Can I go out and play football with my friends? Yeah, after
Right.
you do what you're supposed to do at home, and then you could go play.
Well, I remember being a certain, I don't know, it was probably 13, 14, something like that. And it would be a weekend and I wanted to stay up late because I wanted to play video games.
Sure.
And like, okay, you can, but then my dad would always be like, and it would always be after the fact. He would always let me do the thing first and then I owed him.
oh,
Oh, okay.
And I hated that.
that's terrible.
Because like if I could have just done it now, then I get to move on and get my reward and go.
Right.
Then you're sitting there worrying about it.
I
when-
worried about it then.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I'd like get up early and I'd be like, all right, Dad, what do we got to do today for you? He goes, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh.
Oh, this leaves you hanging
No,
too.
it's terrible.
And then he would wait. He would wait and be like, hey, Dad, we're going to the festival. He goes, you know what? I'm going to cash in. I need you to. And it was always split fucking wood. It was always splitting wood.
That damn wood.
The
And I'd be like, well, my friends are kind of on their way over. He goes, well, you better hurry then. Come on.
So then we had to go help him.
Yeah.
Which I think is a dad hack in itself, man.
It is a dad hack for sure.
That was such a mind game.
That's a dick move.
Oh, yeah.
Hey man, that's the
out to
glory of
Will.
being a dad, man.
Shout out to Will. That's a good move.
That's
I
that's
can't wait to
that's the
use
glory
Will.
of being
I
a
love
dad,
you.
man.
But damn, that's a dick move.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's the fun of being a dad, right?
No, I am not crushing technology in any way.
Right.
In any way, because you know what? That's life. That's going to
That's
be
the
life.
future, right? I mean,
That is the
It's all
future.
it's all technology.
Honestly, like my kids can dominate technology more than I can. You know, like
Yeah.
in a lot of scenarios. Absolutely love it.
That's good though, because
But
that's
in the
what.
same sense, you need to make sure that they are still going out and they're still doing things. You know,
Yeah,
like
live
that's-
normal life too. Because I mean, the human interaction is the most important thing in the world.
Absolutely.
have
And
a
that's just
question.
it. Like they don't need human interaction anymore. Like
I know.
they don't need it.
You don't need anything because all you do is
Well,
They don't though. I mean, ultimately, the way the society has put it out, they don't need it.
but they do.
They
It's
do.
just
They
not
do.
the same
Technically, they
way-
do.
Yes.
It's not the same way as we got it.
Well, obviously.
So, like,
because
they're watching a
we would go
YouTube
and play
video of
baseball.
somebody else doing something.
Exactly.
but go do it
But
though.
that's still human
Exactly.
interaction.
But that's
It's not going
though.
both ways.
That's
It's
not human
They're
interaction.
receiving, they're not giving.
Exactly.
Which
That's
so
not
it's
human
definitely
interaction. then.
different.
It kind of isn't though, because I mean, then when you
I
get
think
into a
it's not.
situation when you're going to sit there and talk to somebody face to face,
Well, that's just it. There's no talking. There's just listening,
So I guess what I'm thinking is like there's kids
You're right.
that like to
I
play
agree. I agree.
games.
right?
Like a what's the big
Minecraft.
one? It's like Minecraft or whatever.
sure.
But there's chatting involved and there's
No.
no.
No, most of these YouTube videos, they're just watch
Oh, they're
them
just
do
watching
it.
the videos of them doing
That's
it.
what I'm
yes.
saying. They're just watching.
That's a lot
them
of what
do
it
But
is.
again, that is still.
That's all it is.
All right. So here's the question then:
Ears
would
open.
you encourage your child to produce videos of the same kind of content?
No,
Why?
because I would rather them just do it
All right,
with
let's
their
say
friends.
let's say it's not playing a game or not playing like Minecraft or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Let's say it's like all right, Gibbs really likes watching now. It's these ninja kids,
Okay.
and they're out there doing
And they're
pretty
making
cool
millions
shit.
of
Out
dollars.
millions of dollars, dude. They're
I
running
know.
around their
Millions of
their
So yeah,
compound with
I
two
guess
different
in that
pools.
regard,
throw
then
that out there. Yeah.
So then, yes, I'll encourage my kid to do
I'm not
that.
talking about that.
But we're not talking about that.
But what I'm saying is these kids, most of what they're doing is they're doing like they're surfing or they're skateboarding or they're snowboarding or they're doing some kind of activity and they're talking about how cool it is. Would you encourage your kids? So like Gibson has said a couple times, he goes, "Hey Dad," and we did it the one day. He goes, "Can we go take a hike through the woods and take a video of me finding cool, like different rocks and different sticks?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go do it."
For sure.
But sure, that's different though, because
Absolutely.
that's different because they're actually doing the activity.
They're doing the activity.
But there's the kids that don't do any activity and they just watch. They live vicariously through someone else doing the activity,
and also they're doing it with you.
so that's where that's
But
different.
like eventually it won't be with me, right?
But that's fine though.
Like,
No,
but
I-
like if he's into like
So if he's holding
producing,
the selfie stick like this by himself and just producing himself finding rocks.
or it's with a friend or whatever.
So if it's with a friend, that's human interaction.
that's
That's human interaction. So
All right.
if you're the kid is the one that's just watching it
even if the
and not
goal,
doing it, then
even-
I
there's like, oh, you know what?
So
I mean,
Yeah.
that's right, because I mean, they're not living that experience. They're living it through watching a
they're
video.
watching it.
okay,
They're just
but-
sitting in
all
a
right,
place.
so here's the other side of that argument though, is that if they're only doing said activity, whether it's surfing or snowboarding, whatever it is, if they're only doing that for the high of getting likes or views on their video, is it still worth it to get them to do stuff?
Yes.
Because they're doing it though.
'Cause
They're
they're doing
actually doing
Because
it.
you have a higher chance
And
of
honestly-
them actually falling in love with doing one of those
Doing
activities.
it.
Because they're actually doing an
Yes.
activity. They're not just sitting in the room watching the video.
And
of it.
ultimately, that's what we do anyway. That's what we're doing right now.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, that's
We are 100%. But at the same time,
We don't get
we're
any views,
interacting.
but
I mean, I
but
watch
sure,
it
so
too.
we listen.
But I mean-
But we listen to podcasts.
Yeah. And
But then at the same time,
you
we
learn
are
from the
doing the
experience.
podcast, so we're actually living
Yeah,
it.
but
So we're
like-
actually sitting there. There's a lot of human interaction in this because we're
Yeah.
talking to a different person all the
Well,
time.
and like,
Right.
we're not shy about saying like the real reason that we do this is that we get together
and hang out.
and talk
Sure.
to somebody else,
And then
we use our cameras as phones by design. So like this is
I'm not looking at my phone.
hours. We don't look at our phones. We get to talk to people, and that's sad that
For
like
sure.
a lot of times that's what we have to do.
To not
But
look at your phone.
It is so
Yeah.
amazing to sit down and do this once, maybe twice a week.
Yeah,
Listen,
and that's why that argument.
if you're going to record you doing something awesome, that's great.
I think that's where it's different.
That's spectacular.
That's where it's different. Is because you're doing
something
you're doing the
awesome.
activity instead of watching the
You're
activity.
just exactly. You're not just sitting on the couch watching them do it. And that is ultimately, if you want to broadcast your life and you want to broadcast what you do, that's fine.
Well, that's going to
But
become so much
That's
more
fine.
normal.
But-
Obviously,
but
it's normal now.
but-
it's normal now.
But you're
I just
doing it
I
though.
just
That's the
recorded myself cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Like that would have never
Shout out
been
to
a
COVID,
thing.
though.
But still, that would have never been a thing. Ever.
If
I
you
would've
were doing
never
that for
thought
like Friendsgiving,
to do that.
Let's just say it was Friendsgiving and you were making a turkey.
I would never
And there
have
was
thought to
friends
record it.
over to do it. You would have never recorded it. But because we couldn't be there,
Exactly.
you were doing it. But
Yeah.
like,
That's
you
what
were
I'm
doing
saying.
that just for like satisfaction
Just
of people
for
watching.
fun.
And it's not even like you did that publicly.
right.
no. That was
just
it was
for
in a text
fun.
message like or like
Exactly.
Snapchat and
That was for fun and
Yeah.
just to throw it out there. But that's
there
what
is a high,
that's what life becomes.
There's definitely a high of then people interacting
liking
with that
it and
video.
this and that.
No, there
Yeah,
is-
yeah,
there is
okay.
for
Even
sure.
if it's private,
Sure.
there's a high of people
Reacting
taking
to
your
it
piece
and
of
responding to
content.
it.
Sure.
I mean, I get it.
No,
I
yeah, for
get it.
sure.
I obsessively check like when we get comments on videos or whatever.
That's
Like, I
the
get
thing,
really
though.
excited, and I'm not afraid to admit that there is a high.
oh for sure getting the likes.
To people getting the likes.
But
Absolutely.
that goes back to you're doing
Absolutely.
the activity though.
And you're doing the activity,
Right.
and also you have the friends to do with the activity with.
Yes.
Like that's what scares me to death is that like these people that are doing YouTube videos have likes and have YouTube friends and they have Instagram friends, but they don't have actual fucking friends. Like they're doing these videos.
Well,
by
that's the thing.
themselves,
That's the thing. These people
and
that
all it is just this
high
self
of
self-affliction that
Yeah.
they have all these likes.
and then all of a
like
sudden that
all
goes.
these
But
friends.
then what happens when
that
you're
wanna-
not popular anymore and you're not a thing?
Exactly.
What do you
But
have?
doesn't that happen
You
in
have
real
nothing.
life?
It does.
You
What I'm saying though.
fucking
That's what
nothing.
it does.
But it does. But
I-
you
and I
always
say
have your
real
friends.
life, but
you
I mean-
always got your fucking friends, no matter what. No matter what.
I don't know that that's true.
Bullshit.
I think that we're very
If I didn't
lucky
post my
that
turkey, we're not friends.
No.
Yeah, for me. Thank God you made that turkey video because now I like you again.
No, I guess what I'm saying is that I think, and people that we've interacted with on the show, I think a lot of people are amazed at the fact that, like, there's a group of us that have known each other for 20 plus years and we still interact consistently.
Because it's not normal anymore.
It's not.
Right.
And so I guess that's what I'm saying, though, is like your friends aren't always there.
But that's why you need to make friends rather than just experiencing the likes.
But
that's why you need the human interactions to make the
Exactly.
friends.
I agree.
again, I'm just
No,
kind
you're
of
Debbie
playing.
Downer.
No, you are though,
devil's
and
advocate.
I like.
It's like there's an argument to be made that kids that play games online and interact with other people online
Still have
maybe
a social.
that is as much that maybe that's more social interaction than they normally get at school or normally get in the real world.
I disagree.
It's a
I mean,
tough
how
one.
many kids do you know? Like, I remember growing up and there was kids that just didn't have any friends. If
Absolutely.
that kid,
Absolutely.
if that kid has a hard time making friends, but can log on to a game,
That's the
and
option now.
interact with people, like, are you
Sure.
going to tell that kid that he's a piece of shit because
No,
he
not at all.
No, but
spends
he
18 hours a day in a game because that's the
No.
only human action.
But you know
interaction
that's
he
fine though.
gets?
That's the human interaction in that. But when it comes to screen time of just sitting there in a room watching people live their lives, there's no human interaction in that.
I agree.
There's no human interaction in that.
I agree.
That's just watching people live their lives, and then you're just sitting there and you're not talking to
Right.
anybody. You're just watching it.
Right.
Now, video games, yes, you could talk to somebody.
And most of the time,
You could interact with
when
them and
you're
you become a
watching
friend
these
with them.
videos,
Yeah.
You're not commenting on them. You're just watching them.
You're just watching them, and then you move on. And then the way the kids watch, you know how the kids watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Boom, next one, next one, next one, next one, and then halfway through this one, they're not even done with it. Next one, it's just that's not
Even on
healthy,
social
I don't
media
think.
now, I mean, like on social media now, I go on all these stories, and honestly, I comment on like 90% of people's stories. Like just
I like
just
them.
because
I like them. Just react to them.
Even if I don't know them. Even if I have no idea. Like I've met them maybe once, maybe
Right.
not even not knowing them. Like
But that's just you, though.
I've met friends just because of that. Oh,
Tommy Kapow, man.
doesn't matter.
Right. But you've
even
always
still,
been like that. Like, you could go to a bar and you could see somebody that you saw one time 7 years ago at a game and said hi to, and you're like, hey, how's it going? Let's get a beer. You know, like, that's
Conversations.
always been you.
But that's just it though. Like
Not everyone is outgoing.
I
like
get that. I get that. But even still, people should be. It shouldn't.
You should. There should be some type of human interaction
thing.
though. There should be some type of human interaction because
exactly.
at some point in your life you're going to have
It
it.
shouldn't be a thing to say hi to
you?
somebody.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to in order to get a job. You're probably going to have an interview.
Not really.
You don't have to have an interview to get a job.
Nowadays, no.
Not really.
You don't have to
That's
talk. You don't
just
have.
it,
You don't have to send anything.
You might
don't
have to send a resume. I mean,
Right.
there's people that get jobs just based off of a resume.
Well, that's true,
You
but I
send
mean,
it in, like,
it's all
your
remote.
qualifications.
Okay,
are
so
met.
then I
need
guess-
you to
I
do
guess then-
data entry.
I guess then
this.
fine.
That's fine. Then I
That's
guess you don't
fine.
need
I'm
any
not
human
trying to be a
interaction.
dick. I'm
No,
just
that's
like,
fine. Then
there
you,
are situations in this world that we're coming up on, and like, I just wonder.
I think it's fucking
if
sad. Then
we're so same.
I think it's
don't-
fucking
I don't think
depressing.
it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
No.
I see. I guess some of the things that are going, and I never want to be get off my lawn guy,
Yeah.
and we do it all the time.
oh, we do for sure because it was
It's
what worked
pretty
for
natural,
us.
right?
Right.
And but like I try to keep an open mind on things, and I just don't know if saying something's bad because it's different is the right attitude.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to disagree with is when it comes to sitting there watching videos. I don't want my kid to be a fucking mute that just watches videos and then
That's fair.
never
I would
talk.
agree with
And
that.
then I mean, eventually you're probably going to want to go out to a restaurant or a bar and meet somebody.
With somebody.
But technology, yes, you could meet somebody through
You
it
could
through.
sext all day long.
Yeah,
Dude,
but eventually you're gonna have
here's
to
the
get
thing.
together with them, and there's gonna have to be some type of conversation.
No,
Never again.
dude. Like, think
There
about it.
will all be a bunch of fucking Skynet is happening.
Yeah, dude, it is definitely happening.
The suit.
Yep.
We're gonna get the suit.
Dude,
and
they
then
do.
just
They
say,
have those haptic suits now.
It's gonna happen. We're very
Dude,
close to the
I'm not
Matrix,
even
man.
joking, man.
Fuck that.
There's these haptic
Fuck
suits that
that.
you feel
I'm done
interactions
with
of
that.
when you're doing things. I'm not saying I'm all about it. I'm just saying, like, the technology is very, very close to getting there to where you don't have to leave.
I know.
You could
get it.
literally
People are
plug
gonna be in the
Matrix.
pods, and
You're
they're gonna put their
be in the
headset on, and
Matrix.
you're just gonna be in the Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen.
What movie was it that they were like? That's what they do. They get into their little headset thing, and then that's
Ready,
what. Oh
Ready
no,
Player
no.
One.
Oh, that's Ready Player One.
Yeah,
That's a great movie, by the way.
so good.
I
then,
love all like the
and
80s like callbacks.
Wasn't there like an Inception? Like in Inception, there's like people that are just live in
the dream world?
Yeah,
I never got into Inception. Like it was one of those movies that it's like I could not get into.
it's a lot, man. There's a lot going on.
So much going on.
It's a mind fuck.
It really is.
Mind fuck.
No, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this guy wrote a book about how screens are basically ruining the lives of kids and adults too, and how like his whole thesis of the book was there was this college athlete. He was a football player, and he was a like Division II or something like that. But he was good. He was on an athletic scholarship. He was getting an education, and he started playing World of Warcraft. And it got to the point where he got very popular in the game because he was good. And it got to the point where his clan, I don't know how to play the game. I don't really understand
no
it.
idea.
Never.
But like whatever, people that he was playing with were all over the globe. So it got to the point where he was playing 22 to 24 hours a day.
Jesus.
He quit playing football. He quit going to class. He put on, I think he said he put on like 40 pounds in 5 weeks of like when he really started getting into it. And so there's like rehab centers now for this kind of stuff.
Jesus.
And so he went
Just like
and like
biking situations.
literally
like, where, like,
they
put, them in your
put
house.
you and so you go to the rehab center. There's no technology. They get you out in the woods and you go play volleyball and you go on a bike ride and you do these things. And he was there for a while, went back to school, relapsed.
Oh God.
I said, well, I'm just going to log on for a couple hours. I got some time to kill. And like went right back to playing 22, 24 hours a day.
I mean, I can't even imagine.
And so like,
I could.
I'm not.
I've been. I mean, you could.
I mean, we just did a quickie about
Really
playing
good.
video games for what, 6 hours that we played? 7 hours? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it
And,
was
like,
a long
You get
night.
sucked into it, man.
You do.
Actually, last night I got sucked into it. Videos. Like
You got
I haven't done that
Sucked
in
off?
a long time.
Vermont?
Sucked off into
Were you in
videos.
Vermont?
No, actually, just
no rimming.
Oh, yeah. No, dude.
I clicked on
social
a
media-
video, and then all of a sudden I'm like, it's 2 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah.
am I doing?
Yeah, man.
No,
Like-
absolutely.
There's everything is distracting and it's
Right.
addicting and you're stuck.
Yeah, and so the whole like thesis of this book was like you need to consciously make a decision to shut it down, right? So even if that means a small step, like at dinner time, put your phones in the other room.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
I
a
agree.
good suggestion of like,
Or say like
don't use
there's
your
a
phone as an
time,
alarm
like you're playing a
clock.
video game, be like, okay, at midnight I'm done.
Right. Or like he says, like a suggestion was don't use your phone as an alarm clock.
So
it's very
Do
convenient.
you disagree with this man?
I don't necessarily disagree because I think it can be a problem. I think, again, and this is maybe naive, I think that if you, like from a parenting perspective, if you teach your kids to make other choices, then, and actually are involved with your kids, I think that there's a good chance that you can get them to make similar decisions that we make and that it is time. Like, and you get sucked in every once in a while, and that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that every once in a while.
But if it's daily,
All the time.
But if it does start to become a problem, then yes, you need to step in as a parent and whatever it is. If you need a monitor or you need to just take it away for a little while, whatever it is, I don't know what the answer is. But I know that the problem's only going to get more prevalent because like VR's coming out and getting to be good to where it's like actually worth doing.
Right.
The
Oculus.
like
everything, man.
people are going
to-
crazy over, and I mean, I am too, like wanting to get a PS5 or new Xbox or whatever. And like, I think that there's a place for all that stuff, but if that's your only outlet, it is kind of scary. And so I don't know what the answer is from a parental standpoint of how to get your kids, because I believe in technology. I believe that it's a
technology is
necessary
very
thing.
important because that's life.
Completely relevant.
Yeah.
Right.
That's life. But to an extent.
So I feel like, all right, and tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you are basically, when it becomes a problem, I'll correct it rather than I'm not going
Nip
to
it in the
let it
butt.
become a problem, and I'm just going to just regulate it now.
Well, I don't know though. I think that my theory is if you teach other habits and other solutions to whatever it is that you need to get your mind on or off, then you can make better choices, and so that it never becomes a problem.
Okay. But
So
we're dealing with 5-year-olds.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
And you're right. So like I say that, and I do. Trust me. I regulate my kids' shit. Like I'm like, all right, you've done it for a long time. Like
especially
it's
right
time
now, because if it's a problem at 5, then you're going to be in a world of hurt.
I'm at a 15 and 11, and it's still a problem. And I mean, if I didn't regulate it, it would.
I'm not saying regulation is not good. I think that is our duty as parents to regulate.
Because parents regulated everything forever.
Yeah, right. But the other side to that coin is like if you also put some effort into experiencing other things to where they don't even want to do the other things. And I don't know if that's naive or not. That's what I'm saying. My kids are young.
Right.
It's very easy for me to say, hey, let's go play football, and he'll want to do that.
Perfect. And that's awesome. But in the same sense, if you didn't offer to want to play football, would he want to do that?
Yes, right now.
Right now.
I don't know if he would later, though.
What about
if I continue
what
to...
about Sloan?
Sloan...
If you threw an iPad in front of her, would you feel like she would ever get off of it if you didn't tell her not to?
She would. She likes to go build stuff.
Okay, that's awesome.
But again, she's 3.
That's awesome.
She's 3. She can only watch the same episode of Peppa so many times.
I'm telling you,
but here's the problem, though. You can watch the same episode of Peppa so many times, but there's a million options.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can watch anything.
And I agree. I think that if I let it get to a point where it was unregulated now, that eventually maybe they wouldn't want to do the other things.
I mean, they wouldn't.
Because I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it is right now.
I think regulating it is important because we were regulated too. It's like go out and do.
100% were. I wasn't allowed to play video games between the hours of like 8 a.m. and
you had
like
your TV
7
time.
PM.
You had to do schoolwork. You had to play sport. Go out and do
never
something.
Never regulated anything. I'll tell you right now. My parents never regulated anything, but they would take me places.
Yeah.
Like they would take me.
That's
to the,
what I'm
they
saying.
Would take me to the boat
is that
dock.
another option?
Yeah, they would take me to the boat dock, and they would basically say, "Listen, we're gonna party and we're gonna drink. You figure out what you want to do."
Yeah, I mean,
go find some friends here and go play.
Campsite, and we would just find random people and play baseball for 10 hours straight.
But that's
But we didn't have the options. We didn't have a tablet to take with us.
Still, though, I feel like you still need that human interaction.
I bet if you went to campsites now or the boat dock now,
it would just
you would see kids on phones and tablets.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Like we were
go somewhere where there's no
the entire time.
Just go somewhere there's no
and like
Wi-Fi.
You don't even need Wi-Fi now, though.
No, you don't.
I mean, 5G is about to really roll out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's out, but like
it's all cellular.
It's
all unlimited.
It's going to be fast, and
I feel like if you're gonna go camping or something, like, hey kids, go experience camping, and then when you get in your tent or your whatever your cabin, then you can fuck around on your phone.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while everybody's up and running around doing things, you go do that. Go fishing.
A life skill. Learn a fucking life skill.
Because you know what I don't want?
Honestly.
Is the world to end up like Idiocracy and the movie WALL-E.
Exactly. Idiocracy. Yeah, and WALL-E. Actually, you are to a T right there.
Yeah. Because that's what the future is.
I think that we're all on the same page. That there's a place for technology, and then there's a place for the other stuff.
Oh, we're totally regressing.
Dude, president's going to be Macho Camacho.
You say we're progressing. We are not. We are at a plateau right now. Technology's not getting any better.
Because you still have the old school people.
Technology's definitely getting better.
No, it's not. It is 100% not getting better right now.
Guys, this could go on for 7 years.
I know.
This conversation.
I know, but it is not getting better right now. It is totally regressed right now. PS5 and Xbox X Series is nothing better than their progressor.
No, that's
and then like you said, the same thing could be said about phones too.
This is it, though.
But Oculus and that kind of stuff that's coming out, that's new technology.
Oculus has been around though.
It's been around.
Yeah, but it's new now.
It's improved,
where it's
like maybe
wireless, and you can do like the haptic suits. You can get like you can feel when you like hit something. Yeah. I don't know.
I saw Ready Player One as well.
But I mean, that's like that's getting like they have like cafes now where you can rent these suits
but
for
is that
hours
what you
at a
want?
time. No,
is
I'm
that
not
what
saying,
you want?
I'm not saying that's what I want.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that the options are there, and
I like having sex the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's cool. But have you ever been to Vermont?
You ever rimmed in Vermont in December?
I've never felt the Oculus suits before.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I don't know. Maybe
No, but it's like
better.
you picture the people from Wall-E.
it's better.
They're all fat.
Yeah, right.
And their bones have all just like shrunk because
don't
they're
even
not. There's no
walk.
physical activity. So they have,
Yeah, but again,
hover glide.
that is a, and I'm not saying that can't happen, but that is also a caricature of what we think will happen, and we just don't.
we don't know.
I mean,
Oh, no, we do know.
No, we don't know.
Bullshit,
We
we
don't
don't
know.
know.
Like, so again, like with this like haptic suit stuff, there's people that go that maybe don't have any other real friends, and they go and they play laser tag.
The
and
reason
stuff
they
like
have
that.
no friends is because they've been watching fucking YouTube videos.
I
for
don't know, man.
17
You're,
Because-
you're
because-
a
because
very
there's a lot of
outgoing
people that-
person that
But there-
doesn't
but there's
understand.
but there was a lot of people that were antisocial, didn't have a lot of friends when we were younger, but they didn't have the option of a haptic suit or a Oculus or all those things because eventually they had to have some type
They
of
had to have
But
friends.
if they did, maybe they would have made friends quicker, and maybe they're in another state or another country.
Listen,
but they
I have
can
no
they can
problem
make
with pen
connections.
pals.
No, I'm fine with
problem
that.
with pen pals. No problem with like having followers and like feeling that you are doing something good because you have all these followers and like, okay, great, you communicate with these people and you meet new people. Honestly, I've met a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat or whatever. I totally 100% believe with that. But in the same sense, human interaction compared to that is a totally different thing.
I
It
agree.
is.
It's different.
For
And
example,
I
you
enjoy it.
go to the
They need to
dock
have
in the
it.
middle of the summer and you meet people there.
Oh my god, that's stupid. You know, it's
That's
fun.
human interaction.
It's fun. You know, and that's just it.
I
Again,
totally agree
I am
with
an
you
outgoing
that
person.
it is
Outgoing
much
person.
better and it is wonderful, and I thoroughly enjoy it. What I don't know if I can agree with is the need part.
Yeah, but I don't
Like
know.
you
man.
need it.
It's
I need
it's
it.
all it's
I
all
need it. You're
preference.
right.
It's
I need
all.
it. You
You're
need
right.
it, but
I
maybe
need it.
somebody else doesn't.
I need human interaction.
And
I do.
I prefer it. I guess I prefer it, and that's
do.
that's me.
Right.
That's what I
100%.
like. And then other people don't, so that's fine. I don't want to be a shut in.
Still, though, I mean, I feel like a life not having actual friends.
But they
It's just-
are actual friends. They're
they're
just not
not.
friends the way that you view a friend.
Not friends.
They are.
bullshit.
I
I can
disagree,
comment-
man.
I can like everybody's story. I can love. I can send hearts out for days.
Those aren't your friends. Those
Those
are
are
those
not.
those are
My friends.
those are.
Those
but
not the
if you
people that
take
you
it
call.
to the next level,
What if you're having a problem? If you're having an absolute problem and you just need somebody,
I bet.
to come and meet you for a beer because you just signed something, and you just need somebody to come meet you for a beer.
Yep. I got
Right?
it. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're not going to have those friends come and meet you.
They can meet you in a game somewhere that they
God, here
are
we go.
talking. Listen. I'm not saying it's better for me or for you or for Steve or for probably 90-something% of
It
adults.
works for some people.
But it could work. And I'm just saying.
But I don't want that to be the only.
I don't want it
Hey,
to either.
here's like the thing like with the Oculus, like you could go watch a game,
Yeah.
like go to like they showed that commercial last year where like
sure.
the guys were like sitting there,
They're in a baseball game.
but you never
Yeah,
have to leave your couch.
Right.
I would and that's fine because that's a preference. Like, some people might want to do that,
And I'm going to get fat like Wally.
but I want to go to the game.
I want to fucking go to the
I
game.
do too.
I want to eat a dog.
I
wanna
do
eat-
too.
I want the
All I'm
experience.
saying is
I
that
want
there
that.
are.
I want to take my kids to the game. But
I-
you're right though,
I
Ian. I
do
get
too.
it. I get it. I do get it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm also the guy that hates doing Zoom podcasts.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather do
because
this all fucking
I would
day.
much rather be in studio and like
Sure.
physically being with somebody. I am also that guy.
Yeah.
I just submit that
There are people that prefer to do
people
that.
whether they prefer it or not, it works for them.
Sure.
And I don't think that we can write it off as being bad.
Not bad.
No bad. No.
Not bad. But again, in the same sense, we're talking about regulating our kids.
Yes.
And most of the time,
And I
most of the time, these
agree.
people are grown ass adults, right? I mean,
right. That's what we're
for the
talking
most
about.
part. Yeah. Or they basically just like their parents just say, "Fuck it, do whatever you want," because you're making millions of dollars because you're fucking
right. And that's a whole nother set of issues that they're
7
going to get.
million fucking value.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
And you know what? Honestly, like if my kid was doing it, I'd be like, all right, yeah,
I guess so. Whatever.
You know what? But we're still gonna go throw the ball around every once in a while. But in the same sense, yes. Like I feel that's fine. If you want to do this, that's fine. All right. But just go outside every once in a while. You know, like
go talk to your neighbors. Go
do something. And I mean, it's killing you.
It's killing me to say that like you need to tell somebody else to do something
because
you think
nobody
it's
else,
better.
No, it's not because I think it's better. I think it's because you have to experience everything.
That's fine.
If
but
you don't experience everything, then you don't know what you like.
But did your parents not do the same exact thing that we're talking about? Telling us to go like
they did 100%.
Yes, I mean,
and it's all about regulating your kids to do it.
Yeah,
but like if you're talking about your neighbor,
everything. Listen, if you feel like when you're 18 or you're 17 or whatever that you want to be a YouTuber and you want to sit on the damn couch and you want to gain 50 pounds playing fucking D&D or whatever the fuck it is, great. That's fine. That's your choice. But you know what? Until you're that age, I'm going to tell you to experience everything in life so you can experience everything.
I agree with that.
Because
I 100% agree.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm talking
parents,
about. That's what I'm talking about. Like it's
if they're your kids and you're telling that is your responsibility.
I'm not sitting here telling people what to do with their kids. I'm just saying what I'd prefer to do.
To do with your kids, exactly.
Yes, with my that's my
100% agree.
Yeah,
100% because that's our responsibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Show them everything. Because if they choose to be outside, if they choose to sit on the couch, or they choose to do this, that's their choice. But like you said, like you have to give them all the options. Yeah. And if you don't regulate, then they just sit on the couch.
Yeah, and they can do that all. They can do that all day,
all fucking day.
Because it's easy to do.
Because that's it.
I mean, there's a lot of times where I'd rather not go anywhere, and I'd rather not see anybody, and I just want to relax and do that. And that's the easy thing to do.
Exactly it.
So I find that to be, and I know that you might not agree with this, but sometimes you want to do that. But then at the same time, then I feel like a piece of shit. Then I feel lazy.
But that's you.
That's me. That's me. That's me. Because I do
too.
I need to
because that's your choice.
But hey kids, sometimes you're gonna have to fix something. Sometimes you're gonna have to, and go back to technology. You can learn how to do stuff on technology, like by watching a YouTube video.
Yep.
But sometimes you're gonna have to go and do something else.
Sure. But that's your choice.
That's my choice.
And that's the kid's choice.
And that's
once they become an adult.
But
otherwise, it's our responsibility to show them as much as we possibly can and make them do as much as they can.
And then they can make their choice when they're 18.
Make their choice when they're fucking older.
I couldn't agree more. Like I 100% agree with that.
That's all we're talking about.
Yeah. No.
I'm not opposed to technology.
I just like
that's my life.
But you do. But it makes a perfect conversation, and it helps to see both sides. Absolutely. But you have for our preference and things, and I think we all are the same raising our kids. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
and we're not telling anybody to do one thing or the other. I think it's, as we always say, what works for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, but still, though, I mean, ultimately, if you're like, it's so easy. It's so easy just to give your kid a tablet or
a video game or
like YouTube. Like, all right, just go ahead, just do whatever you want.
And then I'm gonna go do whatever I want.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
No, go do something together.
I'm gonna sit on my fucking phone and I'm just gonna sit there and swipe and just do whatever I want.
It's easy.
It's easy. So easy to do. But you have to engage them. You have to engage them every once in a while because otherwise they're just going to do that. That's it. Honestly, like I said, like my daughter, if I didn't make her get off the fucking couch, she would never get off the couch. Ever. And ultimately, if that's what she wants to do for the rest of her life, fine. But I'm going to make her, while I am her dad, and while I can
control some things,
a little bit of this, I'm going to make her do other things to see if she likes it.
Sure.
And I mean, ultimately, like, she likes riding horses. She might have never liked that if we didn't actually make her get off the fucking couch and not watch YouTube. Like that, like that's one of the things. Like,
I mean,
she would
you could find a hobby and be like, well, this looks cool on YouTube. Maybe I'll try that.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe there's a happy medium because I know my kids asked about snowboarding recently because these ninja kids snowboard. Right?
Fucking make them do it.
And I'm like,
make them do that.
I don't know anything about it, and I was like, hey, you need to talk to Uncle Steve because he likes to snowboard, and you know,
you do too.
Tommy does too. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, I don't know anything about it, but I'm willing to learn as well.
That's it.
Like,
but no, don't
just
like be like, I'm willing to learn about it, but like make them fucking do it. Like experience it. Honestly,
I mean, but that goes to like being like, I know so and so knows how to do it. Go, well, send them off with you.
Absolutely.
Let's still them. Yeah, let's go do it.
Yeah.
Even okay, I'm even gonna throw in church. All right, I was never raised like religious by any means. Like I never went to church. The only time I ever went to church was for funerals or weddings or whatever. But in the same sense, I wanted to like give my kids that option.
Sure, expose them to something.
Yeah,
for sure. Like if this is what they want, then this is something that they can pursue.
Yeah,
you know, like this is not me. I hate it. Like I don't want to go to church,
right?
You know, but in essence, I'll take them. If they want to go, then they can go. Right. You know, like that's just something. Like it's not even about like what you want to do. It's just about exposing them to as much as you can.
Yeah.
Expose them to everything.
Yeah, I get that.
And let them make their own damn decisions. Yeah, you know, and that's what it is.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm 100% on board.
Good, because honestly, like that's what parenting is.
Yeah. You're right.
Like,
you're right.
Expose them.
Nailed it.
That's it.
Nailed it.
I'm not saying if you want to be a YouTuber, fucking be a YouTuber because they make a ton of money. I wish I was a YouTuber.
But that is the kids doing the YouTube, being the YouTuber.
We're technically YouTubers.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
We are. But you know what? But the thing is, being a YouTuber is you're doing it.
But for sure.
Right.
That's the difference.
Absolutely. Right. You're not watching
someone do it. We're doing it.
Exactly.
Those kids that are on there aren't sitting there watching YouTube videos.
No, they're making it happen.
They're making the videos and they're having those experiences.
Yes, that's the difference I see.
And that's fine. That's fine. Because if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
But then you're creating the problem for
other people.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares about other people?
Fuck those other people.
Don't care about them. As long as my kid's doing what I want them to do, then and they're experiencing things.
They want to do. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, I'm not their parents.
That's fine.
Yeah,
honestly, I have no problem with that. But it's just exposing them to everything. Like
I agree.
Expose them to everything. Like even if you don't like it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like just give them the option.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm all on board.
All right, good. Because you weren't before.
No,
he's making the argument.
I like to make the argument. I like to look at all sides of an argument.
I get it.
And I like to.
You're like anti-technology.
No, I'm not anti-technology.
No, you are pro-technology.
I'm very pro-technology.
Absolutely. So are we, though.
Yeah.
And I get that.
In the same sense, we realize that you have to give everybody the option of that. If you just let them sit on technology,
you keep saying things that just pulling me back into this.
Don't do it.
I don't want to.
No, I would love it because you're basically just saying like, all right, it's no big deal.
When you use words like everybody, you're responsible for you and your kids.
I know.
Not everybody.
Well, and
so to say that like you have to make everybody go do something
because I feel like everybody needs to expose their kids to everything. Honestly,
yes.
I do.
No, they should.
Parents should.
They should.
I do.
Parents absolutely should.
Yeah, everybody.
But not your name. Like,
everybody. It goes back to everybody.
Everybody.
I love you.
I'm just saying. I'm going to expose my kids to as much as I can.
That's great.
And I love that.
Me
I'm also
personally.
going to do that.
Same.
All right, good. Because I feel like you should. Even if you don't like it. Like I said, like I hated going to church. I still took my kids to church.
Yeah.
Like it was something that
it's an hour once a week,
agree
whatever.
With, but it's something that I wanted to expose them to and let them make their own choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like that
goes with everything. Sports,
that's what
everything.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With sports, with
that you don't even like.
With whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like if you want to do this, let's do this. Because
I agree.
You're not gonna know if you like it until you fucking do it.
That goes with the eating food.
That's exactly
You don't like. You won't.
Eat the
You don't know if you'll like it until you try it and give it a
Absolutely.
chance.
Eat the meatloaf. You won't.
I
be
expose my kids
disappointed.
to every goddamn food ever. And my son, like you were talking about, what were we talking about? Crab legs or no?
I mean, I like crab legs.
I do too.
Salmon.
But yeah, my son actually, when he was young, he hated mac and cheese. Hated mac and cheese.
I don't like mac and cheese.
Hated it. It's like one of those staples that like every kid likes.
I hated it.
He loved crab cakes.
Oh, I love crab cakes.
I know, so crab cakes.
But most kids don't.
That's what I'm saying. But we exposed him early, and he just fucking loved them. He loved them.
There you go.
I'm just like,
expose
all right,
them to everything.
See, I didn't like mac and
Kids got
cheese because
sophisticated palate.
There you go.
Like, is what
quick
it is.
story. My mom used to go to night school, and like when I was little, right? And my dad would be in charge of making dinner, and he would make every single time that he had to make dinner was mac and cheese and Brussels sprouts,
Oh yeah,
and like
so good now, but
so good. But the mac and cheese that he would make was like Kraft mac and cheese, right?
Okay.
Throw it in a pot. And then he would put garlic powder, like an absurd amount of garlic powder into the pot. And it just tasted like nothing but garlic and salt. And I hated it. And he would sit there and force me to eat it. It was fucking terrible. And to this day, I see macaroni and cheese, even if it's like homemade mac and cheese, I'm like,
I make a good mac and cheese.
I'm sure you do, and I've eaten it. And like,
But I mean, I'll eat it.
You will never see me order mac and cheese. You will
No,
never
that's
see
not
me,
that's not
like,
that's not
pick
going to be
it
my
for
choice on the
dinner,
menu.
you know.
I agree with that.
But yeah, all right, man. We could go on this argument for hours and hours and hours, and I would love
Days.
to do that.
All right,
But tonight is not the night.
all right.
We are in Ohio and we have curfew.
We do have to pack
It's
up.
8:53.
Tommy.
Yeah, and we have packing to do.
Oh, fair enough.
And we have to put this place back together.
Yeah.
So I will say though,
Okay.
we had one other discussion.
Okay.
Son, 15,
Mm-hmm.
driving.
Oh, yeah.
Driving.
Mm.
While we finish this little sip that we just poured.
How's that going?
It's going.
Or what
good
have you
so
done
far.
so far?
All right, so basically, he has been like in, vacant parking lots,
Mm-hmm.
just parking and just like reversing
Like at the
and
mall or
kinda
something
just
like
going
Yeah.
around.
Do that maneuverability.
The one thing though was hilarious. It's so funny. We were backing the cars out of the driveway so we could play basketball, and I moved my car out of the driveway. I had him move my father's car out of the driveway, and his car was on the left side of the driveway, which has the basketball hoop.
Okay.
So we were moving the cars so we could play basketball, and he was not paying attention at all. He's looking to the right. Any car's coming. Cuts it all the way to the left. As he's coming out, he just skids right across the basketball hoop. Just
And this is in your car?
annihilates it. No, this is
Oh, this is in your
my
dad's
father's
car.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better.
Annihilates the basketball hoop. Has no idea that he did it. No idea.
What?
How?
No idea.
The amount
that
of
he is
noise-
Dude, I know
scraping
when
on
I
this
hit
basketball
like
hoop.
a curb.
Yes. No idea. That
That's
he's doing it.
terrifying.
And I'm like, I run up to the window. I'm just like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, what? And I'm just like, you just totally hit the basketball pole. He's like, did I?
Oh, my
And I
God.
was like,
Wait, was he
stop it.
playing dumb or
No, he
just didn't?
He totally had no idea.
Jeez, man. That's a
And
loud
so-
noise.
Yeah. So he stops and he gets out and he sees this black streak all over my dad's bumper. I'm loving it. I mean,
Loving it.
I am hysterical at this point. And he's just like, I'm never driving again. I'm just like, no, stop that. I'm like, pull it out on the street and just park it on the street. So, like he didn't want to, completely hesitant, does it
Make him
anyway.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, make him do it. Pulls it in the street. And then I go and I grab the turtle wax and I grab the rag and I'm just like, here you go, buddy. I'm like, buff that shit out.
Yeah.
And he fucking just goes to town.
Cool.
You know, goes to town. He gets it. You know,
That's awesome.
shoulders hurting. You know,
Hey, that's what you
One
got
of
to do,
those
though.
things Just keeps on going.
But that's the shit that happens, though, man.
yeah,
It
eventually
happens.
it goes out. And like I even told my dad, I'm like, hey, I'm like, just so you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, Tommy completely fucking scuffed the car. But he buffed,
So it was a scuff.
buffed
It was
most
there was
of
no
it out.
dents. There was no.
Not buffing that one out.
There was a little bit in there.
Oh, that'll buff out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that right there buffs out.
So my old
It's
man,
a lease.
my old man sees it.
Yeah, just a
You know,
lease.
yeah. He busts his balls about it and whatever.
Yeah.
And then we get done shooting hoops, and then he, you know, he doesn't want to pull it back in. I'm just like, dude, I'm like, you're pulling it back in. You know, like
Right.
don't make that hesitant.
Sure.
Like, learn from
That's
that.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, don't discourage him from
For sure.
from driving because then he's
So-
not going to want to do it.
No, hell no. So he backs it up and he pulls it back in perfectly and just does what he needs to do. You know, and so it was just one of those things that, like, learning experience, you're gonna hit a basketball hole.
Well, I think
It's
that's
going to
that's a
happen.
good.
And that goes back
I
to,
hit it.
hey,
I hit one.
yeah, we've
I
all
mean-
hit something. And it's like, you know what? That's a life lesson. You got to let
Absolutely.
your kids make mistakes and then don't discourage
sure.
them from it. Be like, oh, well, don't touch the fucking car. Go,
Right. It's
go
very
inside.
easy to
We're
do
not
that.
playing basketball anymore. The day's ruined.
It'd be very easy to do that.
It's very
hell
easy to
no.
do that,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
but no, like what you did.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely
very
is.
easy. I mean, that just goes with anything with kids.
I do that with my wife. I'm serious. Not necessarily with driving.
Go to
but
your
like-
room.
No.
Chelsea, where are you at?
No. I'm serious though.
Chelsea, call in right now.
She used to send Chelsea to her room all the time.
We did actually.
She was bad luck during Cavs games. We'd send her to her room.
No, like I will, you know, something will get messed up or whatever. You know, maybe it's with the computer. I'm like, all right, just give it to me. Or it's with, you know.
For sure.
We'll do it.
Whatever
Absolutely.
it is, you know.
No,
And I
you
was
need to
like,
back
just
off.
stop it. I need to back off.
Just be like,
Like, all right, here's what you do. Fix it.
Absolutely.
Here's how you do it.
yep.
Oh yeah.
So that way you're not reliant on me to.
Yeah, you want your
Fix
kids
it,
to
fix
you want
that
your kids to be able to become sufficient and just do it
Absolutely.
themselves. It's like that's it. Just do.
For 100%.
Yeah, because because what
100%.
do you want them to be like 20 years old and be like, hey, Dad, can you pull the car out for me?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna go play basketball.
No.
No.
Honestly, you need to back off. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the times. Like even
Yeah.
like we have a ride-on lawnmower and Tommy was like, it doesn't start. I'm like, why? He's like, because it doesn't. And I'm just like, no, that's not a reason why.
Right.
I'm like, tell me why it doesn't start. He's like, because it's making this noise. And I'm like, all right, why is it making that noise? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, well,
Gas.
I'm like, well, figure it out. Did he guess? But in the same sense, I challenged him to
Yeah, because
look at
then he starts looking for a solution
Yeah.
or seeing what the
I didn't just
situation
tell
and
him
the problem
I
is.
didn't tell him the solution.
So I have a good story about that. So I pulled that. I remember my dad said I had to cut the grass. And it like I'd cut it like 3 days before, you know, and it was push mower and
Sounds
all that
about
kind of
right.
stuff, you know.
3
but-
days is a long time for grass.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah,
And I remember thinking I was going to be smart because I wanted to go play, do whatever, you know. And I was like, well, lawnmower's not starting, you know. I can't cut the grass. He's like, oh, it's not starting? And he goes and gets some like hedge trimmers, like the manual ones. And I was like, all right, you can use these to cut the
scissors.
grass. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. It was amazing how quick I got that fucking lawnmower.
yeah. That could go like just tell the kid like,
Yes.
hey, the snowblower's not starting. Well, here's a shovel. Good luck.
That's
Yeah, right,
exactly
right,
it.
right.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna figure this out
There's
because I
an
want to do
option.
the yeah.
Like you got to
Absolutely.
get the task done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. It was
Yeah.
just like, listen, like the lawnmower doesn't smart. Okay. Tell me why.
Well, or not even tell me why, but like, okay, well, the task still needs to get done. How are you going to complete this?
That's true.
Yeah, and then
Instead
you're gonna
of
make
just
them,
giving up.
and they're gonna
And
want to
like-
do it.
Oh,
yeah.
shit! Now all of a sudden I'm a fucking expert in small engine mechanics
Yep.
because I got to get this
That's
going because I don't want to cut the grass with a
exactly
pair of
it.
scissors.
Find a solution.
Exactly it.
Find the solution.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
That's a great fucking dad hack right
it really
there.
Boom.
is. We
Yeah.
didn't even hit the buttons at all for Tommy
What about
Scissors.
this?
or for Will.
scissors.
Dad hack.
Yes.
For sure.
Make them challenge themselves.
I like it. It's a dad hack. It's a dad hack for sure.
And he found out a way.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sure
he made it work.
Yeah, he did.
See, that's good.
It's life.
He realized.
Problem solving.
He realized.
Critical thinking.
There's no gas.
Good
in this
skills in
fucking
life.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, gas. That was it. At
That makes sense.
The gas.
least it wasn't something else.
Yeah.
Right.
So, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
gas.
Ow.
You all right there?
Yeah, I got this wire wrapped around my leg as the surge protectors underneath my feet, and Yeah.
Sorry, I set up.
I know you did. I could tell.
Fucked up.
The plug goes in that wall.
I feel like it was there the other day.
Yeah, when it was you and I, and then I switched it over to the other wall when Ronnie came in.
Smart and beautiful.
He is.
Uh,
That he is.
used to be.
Tommy, anything else you want to shout out before we sign off?
No. I
No?
think we hit a good
We did
amount here.
really good.
This was really good.
We did
for
a good
sure.
amount.
Never
Oh, yeah.
disappoint.
No, you don't.
I mean, again,
In
going
anything.
back to the 3-time veteran of the show, we don't have to worry about the content that you're bringing.
Yeah.
We had a really good conversation.
We've got a lot of. Oh, actually, you know what?
Uh-oh.
I got an Xbox today.
You did.
Good for you.
Yes. Actually,
Lucky bastard.
Actually,
Technology's awful.
my mother got an Xbox today.
Technology's the worst.
But listen.
But Tommy doesn't have to worry about his son complaining about not getting it
Exactly.
because it's coming.
Because you know what? Honestly, honestly,
I know.
I have no complaints about my son.
I know.
Technology wise, because he
levels it
honestly,
out.
He fucking levels it out.
So wait, how did you get this Xbox?
And you know what's
though?
funny?
Because they're not achievable.
All right, so I've got two good stories with this. All right, so the first off, the Xbox story is fantastic because my mother is a shopaholic. Shopaholic. She's always in stores, and today she decided she needed to go to Walmart, but she also needed to go to Kohl's. You know, needed to kind of balance it out. She needed to get something from Kohl's, and she needed to go to Walmart to do something with photos. I have no idea what she was doing.
Okay.
But in any case, so originally she was going to go to Walmart first, but she decided to go to Kohl's first. Went to Kohl's, did what she needed to do. Went to Walmart, was in line at the photo studio.
Okay.
And then some kid came up to her and said, "Hey, listen, I just bought an Xbox here. They have a few more left. I want to buy another one. Can I give you my credit card and you buy me an Xbox because they won't let me buy two?"
Sure. I do that with bourbon all the time.
For sure. Absolutely. Because they only limited to one.
Full circle, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my mother said no because my son or my grandson really wants an Xbox X. And so I'm going to go over there and I'm just going to buy him one.
Tough move for that kid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Sucks.
It was sucks for that kid.
Yeah.
You know about
Absolutely
you know what,
sucks for
you know
that
what
kid.
I think about that kid though is he regulated his game playing
Oh yeah.
and had human interaction and was able to walk up to a complete stranger and ask her
Yes.
if he could buy if
That
she
dude-
Absolutely.
That dude was trying to make
Absolutely.
$1,000. That
He
dude was
was.
trying to make $1,000.
yeah, that's true. He was gonna sell it. He was gonna sell
Absolutely
it.
was.
Human
Again,
interaction.
And he went
Totally
up to-
cool.
he went up to
Entrepreneurship.
the
I
old
love
couple.
it. I love it.
He went to the old couple and was like, "No way that these people."
No, they're not. They're not doing it. He knew.
He
No
probably
way.
picked
Because
his
he had
target
plenty
group,
of-
but he
For
didn't
sure.
factor in grandkids.
Oh yeah.
No, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
but he had the human
Never make
interaction to
that
be able to
mistake.
go up to
Yeah.
somebody and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you do this?"
Yeah.
Obviously, the kid's not a shut-in
Exactly. Exactly it.
because those kids would have bought one and went straight
They
home and
would've
started
switched
playing.
Right home. Exactly. He wanted another one. He got greedy. But yeah, so he approached my mother and she was like, "Nope." And she's like, "I'm gonna go get in line." And she went in line and it was one of those things that there was 3 other people in line with her and there was only 3 Xboxes left and the person in front of her wanted a PS5, so ultimately didn't end up buying the last Xbox,
And she got it.
and she got the last.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I'm pumped
Because
for Tommy.
I know
So
I know how
pumped.
hard it is
So
to get it
pumped.
right now.
It's ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous.
Every day at work, there's a guy I work with who has an Xbox and a PS5 because he's an asshole, and he
Oh.
bought like 3 Xboxes and everything.
Sure he
He'll tell us like when
Dick.
they're going on sale. So there's like 5 of us in the office, and we'll all try to do it.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
it's so impossible.
30 seconds in, you're like, oh, it's in the cart. Oh, I'm entering my information.
Error.
And all of a sudden, error.
Yeah.
Sold out. It's like, that was 30 seconds.
Yes.
Bots.
So ultimately, we got an Xbox, and it's
Nice.
It's fucking
I'm
amazing.
pumped for
in
Thomas.
store,
So
too.
pumped.
That's
So
great.
pumped.
That's good news.
That's
So
sweet.
pumped.
Good.
But in any case, so they got the Xbox. Great situation. I don't remember the fucking I don't remember the story that I was going to tell you.
Yeah, well, you poured them heavy today,
That's
so you poured them heavy. A few.
Cast strength bell mead will do that too.
It'll get you. It'll get you where you need to be.
Well, if you remember, we can definitely talk about it offline.
Perfect.
That's what we do.
Offline's a good place to be.
Because we have our friends that we could talk to.
Yeah. Not in this technology bullshit.
Yes, we do.
Skynet has not become self-aware just yet.
Not yet. Not today, Skynet.
No. Sarah
We're going
Connor.
back to Vermont.
Come on, Sarah Connor.
Vermont healthcare.
Vermont, rimming in Vermont in December. Nothing like it. Nothing else.
That's literally the episode title. Book it.
Rimming in Vermont.
In December.
In December. All right, Tommy, thank you so much for everything, man.
I appreciate you so
This
much.
is it's always a great conversation, even off the podcast, obviously. But this was a lot of fun.
Mostly off the podcast. But when you come on the podcast, it's also
it's phenomenal because we got into some good shit here. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
tons of fun.
And we didn't script any of this.
We never do.
That's the best part about this whole thing.
It was great.
It got heated.
Just the
It did.
fellas.
It got heated,
It got heated a little bit.
and I like
As
heated.
well it should.
It should.
Yeah.
That makes for good shit. That's how we roll.
Good shit.
Good shit.
And you know what? Our fucking Browns.
Oh my God. 9-3.
Why?
Monday night. What are we doing?
You know what I'm going to say?
really
You know
wanna
what I'm
watch
going to
that
say?
game.
Oh, we're doing something.
What do you know what I'm going to say about that game? What's my prediction?
What?
What do you think?
To Baltimore?
Actually,
Guess?
Actually, I think Steve predicts that we blow the fuck out of the Ravens. Like blow them.
We're gonna blow the Ravens. Dude.
Are we rim jamming?
Rim chopping. yes, in Vermont though. Although actually, it's in Cleveland.
I actually think that you think that we're going to dominate.
I think we're gonna have a good game.
Yeah.
Usually me,
I know.
I say we're gonna lose.
But you know what? This year you've been super freaking positive about the Browns.
Actually, I wanted to talk about this.
Oh God,
What happened with the bet?
I lost.
You did.
Yeah,
He's
So
out.
you were,
and I couldn't
you were
be
the
happier.
unders. Yeah, I
couldn't
agree.
be happier. And that's
agree.
why I made that bet. I was like, you know what? It's a win-win situation for me. Either the Browns are typical Browns and I win the bet, or the Browns are amazing and I'm happy to be a Browns fan and I'll gladly pay for tickets to go see a
I was
game.
gonna say because ultimately we cannot have a losing season.
Not
this
only
point-
can we not have a losing season, we actually clinched a winning season
Yeah,
Yes.
technically we have.
last week or yesterday.
Last week.
we haven't clinched
Yesterday.
Oh,
Last
yesterday.
week we clinched not a losing season.
Yeah.
Yes.
we haven't clinched a playoff berth, but a losing
like-
season.
We're there. We're right.
97%
We're right
now?
there.
And then we've still got the Giants and the Jets. I mean,
We're gonna win next week.
mean,
Monday
come
night, Baltimore
yeah.
at home.
The only thing I think that
If you
sucks
wanna go
is
to
like
that game,
it's,
it doesn't
but you
go.
can't.
If it goes,
It's Monday
honestly,
night. There's a curfew.
Yeah. Well,
You think they're gonna cut off
that
fans?
Dude, they didn't give a fuck about the alcohol sales when we went.
That's true, but they got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
We didn't have a
What
curfew.
are they going to do for that?
Probably no fans.
Well, actually, doesn't curfew end
they were talking
this
about
week?
that today.
Doesn't curfew end this week?
Who
Or
knows?
did they extend
I
it?
don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
anything. about it.
DeWine's gonna throw something out there. I'm sure.
He'll be like, "All right, Browns are winning. We need to let the
We
fans get
gotta
there."
let the fans go.
Everybody else has to be home at 10, but Browns fans,
Yes.
do whatever the fuck you
there
want.
literally
Come on,
should be an
DeWine.
exception.
DeWine,
If you're listening, he's probably listening. He's a dad.
please.
He always listens. He's a huge fan.
Please.
We
Let the
get-
fans
We
in.
should get
The
DeWine on.
fans.
as
We
a
need
guest.
12,000 fans in that stadium. We need
Should we
some
get
noise.
DeWine on as a guest?
Of course we
Oh
should.
my God, you should.
And
For
his-
sure.
Can we get his interpreter in here too?
Yeah.
100%.
Speaking of
Yes.
Garth Algar,
Don't make fun of her if
She's
you want her on.
incredible.
she's amazing.
She's so good. So good.
Best interpreter though
Absolutely.
is Eminem's.
M&M's, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen that video.
Yes.
Rap God,
Oh my God. It's so
she's
good.
amazing.
So good.
Best ever.
All right.
All right, we're done.
We will work on getting DeWine on the podcast.
Yeah, obviously. He'll be on next week.
Get together next week for the Monday night football game.
Yeah.
Somehow or another, we got to get together for that.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll go to.
I have my kids, but
they'll come too.
only until like 8.
I like your kids.
Yeah, they're great kids.
I'll bring my kids on here.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, we'll do a podcast. It's fine.
Perfect.
But we have to be in by 10.
Yeah, we have to be done by 10. So we watch the second half at home.
Terrible.
Hey, you know what, though? We could all like FaceTime and watch it.
Oh, there you go.
We did the draft, didn't we?
I mean,
Here we go. All right.
I love
Tommy,
you
thank you.
guys.
I'll throw my kids on right now.
No, let's not do that.
All right.
This was an amazing episode. Thank you again so much. I appreciate you.
We do. A lot,
We can
man.
count on you anytime to bring the heat. And
You did.
You did not disappoint.
Oh,
so,
stop it. Oh, stop.
Stop it, fellas.
There will be a fourth time.
Oh, yeah. Next week, because we won't be able to find a guest. So we'll bring you back on.
Shout out to COVID.
Yeah, shout out to COVID. Tommy, hey, Tommy,
love COVID.
in about a half hour, can you get up here for a drink? Obviously. So, yeah, thank you, man. And as always,
Yeah.
did you have to plug anything? No, we already got to that point.
We already asked.
We're
He was
good.
good on plugging. We will plug ourselves.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube.
Twitter, YouTube.
The website.
Yeah. Go to www.thetalkingdads.com.
Check out our blogs, our
Check out,
reviews,
the
our
reviews.
quickies.
Yeah, we got all that kind of stuff on there. You can subscribe to literally any podcast forum that you subscribe
Whatever you choose.
to.
Yeah.
Follow us along, share with your friends, give us a 5-star rating because we're amazing.
That's true.
Or give us a 1-star. I don't give a shit.
Charmin, Brownie. Come on, baby.
All that good stuff. And in the meantime,
Raise good humans. Thank you.
peace.
Hey guys, if you love what you just heard or watched, and we know you did, do us a solid and hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends and throw us a comment, literally about anything. Your support legit keeps us going. Oh, and don't forget to give us that 5-star rating. We really appreciate you.